Okay, we are live. It is 10:11. Sorry we're running a few minutes late, but we have a special edition of Coffee and Politics today. Curt McGahhey is here and available. I don't know if Friday was, it gets crazy with Fridays and catching up with all the stuff during the week, so we thought we would do this here. Thank you for coming in and speaking.
Absolutely. Great to have you. Thank you.
Yeah. And we have an agenda, and Curt's approved it or looked at it and all that type of stuff. But this is just some issues and concerns that we have had, we've expressed. I've offered to have this conversation privately. Curt's he's a Marine. He's willing to have it all in the public and all that kind of stuff, which I think is admirable and is the way we should do. So, what we do in these positions, I mean, I'm not an elected official, but in our positions, it reflects upon our groups and what we're doing and those types of things. What we're going to talk about, just to run through the agenda, we have it up on the screen, but, we'll do a welcome. Just did welcome Curt McGahhey. He's our Greenville County Council member from District 21. He was first elected in November 24 as part of the purge of all the folks that had actually voted for the tax increase. And we'll have a little video that talks about that, which is kind of funny because it does kind of compliment us.
I watched it last night for the first time.
Yeah. And it's a little bit older. It's from April last year. And then any opening remarks that you have. Then we've got 5 or 4 discussion items. Number one, and this is video, which will play 3.5 minutes of it, because that's really the gist of it, which people kind of feel. We're going to talk about the tax board of appeal, assessment and appeals, your vote on that. Kind of, that is a little self-interest for me because it had to do with me, It was a year ago or over a year ago, so it's not like it's something that's really bothered me, and we've talked about it. We've just never talked about why the reasoning was. But it came up again on the library vote, so that was more recent. Library board's a big deal. Different groups have their committees that are working on it. They come together with a slate on that. So we'll talk about the library board vote, and then obviously the elephant in the room, the Joe Cornell. So we all that was obviously the tax increase was a big deal, in the primaries in June of 24, but also it was Joe Cornell. And Joe Cornell, to me, has now been strung out where he's going to be there till at least 3 years after everybody campaigned on. So till July.
A year and a half, 2.5 years maybe.
Yeah.
If not a little sooner.
So maybe get done early.
I'll speak to it. Yeah, I'll speak to it. Not 3 years.
Yeah.
Not 3 years.
But
It's a stretch.
we'll see. But maybe it's a stretch, but we'll see. I thought I had time until July 27th.
On the public record right now.
Sure.
He will be gone. It's not going to get struck out. You can hear me. You can say, yeah, whatever. But let's put $100 on the table, you and I, right now. And whoever wins takes the money. I'll put $200 down. I'll put $500 down.
I hear you.
So, my money works. Thank you, Jennifer.
That he will be gone, or
He will be gone.
he is 66, 67 years old, so
Let's
he's
save
probably.
it until we get there.
We'll get there.
That's great talking points.
I'll leave the floor to you for any opening remarks that you kind of got in mind.
Yeah, no, thank you for everybody that's here. Thank you for everybody that's watching. Appreciate you. The best way to be is to get involved in your county government, ask questions, your government officials, and ask us why we're doing things. And I don't take any personal. I answer every email, I answer every call, and sometimes it's not the perfect answer. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I'm fallible like anybody. But I love coming out of these things. I'm excited. I know we had some back and forth about this, and really I just broke down after praying on and thinking about it. Hey, just answer the questions. There's nothing here I'm scared of. There's nothing here I'm not willing to give you an answer on why I did it. I mean, I can justify every vote and why I did it. And I think my voters I represent in District 21. Honestly, I would say, unless it's a hot topic where I receive emails from other people, and a lot of them won't even in my district, but most of the email I get, and I'm willing to give you all the emails. Don't ever FOIA anything. I tell people that. If you want something of mine, come and ask for it. I will give you everything you want. It's an open book. I'd probably get 98% positive feedback on my email from people about things I'm doing. So if people want to question that or have issues, bring it on. Try to help everybody I can. And I'm here, honestly. That's what I do. I serve people. I do as much as I can. Ref soccer, I do stuff to kids. My wife knows I'm home, what, hour a day? I sleep. I'm home sleeping, get my laundry done. But that's what public servants do, though. And I enjoy it. I don't ever think I'm crying about doing this. I'm not complaining. I chose to do this. I chose to do it. I made those decisions. as a family, as a husband and wife, we decided that. So I'm excited to be here. I just hope just people get the answers they want to the questions they have. And if anytime anybody watching here, anything has a question, call me. Ask those questions. The biggest thing I run into in the public sphere I found is just educating people. I know you hit on this all the time, but hey, we got to educate people how the system works. And the biggest thing too is educate people how the county government works, and educate how the budget works. Educate just how the procedural processes that are involved with the council and how things work legally, what we can and can't do, what we're responsible for. Educating people about how the roads work. I mean, there's just so many things that people think we do, and because they've been educated. And it's not that people are ignorant; they just don't know anything, right? So one of our primary jobs that I found is to help educate people and explain the process to them and how things work. And anytime you have a question, I'll say it again. Please call me, email me. My email is c.mcgahhey@greenvillecounty.org. It's all over, and that's it. I'm looking forward to this. And thank you for having me. Honestly, some people say don't go there, don't do this, don't that, but I don't represent any particular organization. I don't represent.
Who told you that?
SCGOP. I don't represent. I don't represent any particular organization that has dinners, lunches. I don't represent the people I represent. Are the 53,000 people that live in District 21. I work for all of Greenville County, but those are the people I represent. So just keep that in mind too. That I have to take their interest, and when those people contact me, that's my primary concern is people in my district. Now, of course, I work for the whole county, and that is a concern of mine. But my voice is to represent those 53,000 people. But thank you for having me.
Yeah, could we clarify, and just for others that are not here, that Jeff did share the agenda with you. We're not.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I said that earlier. Yeah. Jeff sent this to me. There were some things at first I was like, I don't know about that, but then we talked about it and I'm good. And I told Jeff last night, I'll talk about anything you want, any questions, the agenda's fine. 100%. 100%. This is not a gotcha. 100% not a gotcha, not a setup. I got it. 100%. No.
Who's telling you that we're setting it up?
The same people, but they're trying to say that we just
it's okay. No, I agreed to come here. I flat out agreed.
I've said 50,000 times. None of this should be confrontational. It should be educational. It should be a teaching or learning moment to kind of figure things out. I mean, we all got involved in politics and, that following 2020 election and all that kind of stuff, or stolen election, to really try to make change and do things. You're talking the technical stuff. I'm a technical guy, so I like studying and understanding how the processes work within government. But what I've never taken a class in is the psychology. Is in psychology. But I actually think that's more important because what I see, what we see, what people believe is people get elected and then they flip. And, that's what seems to happen. There's a sucking sound toward the middle, and it pulls our conservative Republicans, to the middle. And that's what our concern is.
And to your point, I've kind of have a philosophy in my life too. It's not a black or white, all or nothing thing for me either, correct? So if I can get 90% of my agenda through, I'm going to do that. And if I have to compromise on some things that aren't as important to me, I'll do that. Because if I do all or nothing, I get nothing, right? Because I'm not going to get everything 100% of the time. So when I see something that I really want, and I put my eye on the prize, and I say I can get that, I have to compromise on this, and that's really not moving the needle. I'm going to do that because it's moving my agenda forward at someone else's expense. So I'm happy.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people on our side, the MAGA America First movement, that are very uncompromising. And what's strange about it is I'm the guy that tries to bring them to the table to say, hey, we've got to work with these people. We have a goal of getting rid of Drew McKissick in 2027. We are going to have to work with some people that we don't want to work with.
Don't give up your morals. Don't give up your character.
There is.
You have to work with people. I mean, I'll say it again. I'm going to say it 500 times in this discussion. 7 votes move the needle in Greenville County. Not 5, not 4, not 6. 7 votes move the needle.
Image is everything, and we'll talk about it. But and I will tell you, and I told you the last time we spoke in person. What we teach people is watch what they do, not what they say.
Absolutely.
And we are big believers of that.
Sure.
Because I watched the tricks of the trade and all that kind of stuff for way too long. We've had about every bad thing done to us, and they literally. And I've probably taken every political class that you can take. I'm going to do one this afternoon, but they're constant, and these are the types of things they teach you in these classes. And a lot of our elected officials haven't taken them and get sucked into it. I've seen more people sucked into what consultants say, or what administrators say, or what general counsel will tell them they can or cannot do. The school board legal people, or county council, or the lawyers down in the state house. And I'm like, that's not the case.
The thing too is, if you're not happy with a decision that your representative makes, call them and ask them. A lot of times, I with my wife, I tell her about this, people don't know the backstory. Hey, I did this to get that, or I did this to do that. And there's a lot of time, for instance, and not to get too crazy with it, when people had a few people call about the arena district. Why'd you vote for that? After I explained to them, they're like, oh, well, it makes perfectly good sense now. No tax raise, it's a benefit to the county, it's going to bring in more funds in the long run. Okay, people are good with it, but they just had to call us. And I'm willing to take. I want those calls because I want you to be educated. Because if you're going out there, and I see a lot of it on Facebook, and is why I'll say it now to a lot of people, is I don't respond to everything. Because a lot of it is, frankly, garbage. It's just people venting. They're not happy, which is it's a bad thing, right? But if there's truthful information being put out, I would love it. Some people accuse me of taking developer money, so I put a link on there, and I said, I put the link to the ethics commission. Type my name in and see who gave me.
It's better than the accusations I take Soros money. So I'd rather take developer money than Soros money.
I mean, I'm saying it's those kind of things that I'm not going to do. I'm not going to.
Do I look like I do?
Soros would never have this building.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
but my point being is that it's an open book. The ethics, you have to disclose that. So I don't try to be rude to people. And hey, if you're going to say that, at least be educated on what you're saying and really look at it, because you're accusing me of taking developer money. Well, here's the facts, and then when you present them, it's crickets, and they're on to the next shiny object. Yeah. So,
and I agree, but I will tell you as well, there are ways around a lot of those disclosure things. Yeah. The example I always use, state house lawyer legislators. Yeah. I could go hire a lawyer legislator, give them $1 million retainer, tell them to take $10,000 a month, or $20,000 or $50,000 a month, and it's not disclosed anywhere.
Right.
It's not disclosed anywhere. So there are, I'm a tax attorney, CPA. There's ways around all this stuff. Yeah, so I don't think you're taking money from developers. But
I raised $17,000 of my own money. Most of it, I had $4,000 donations, $3,000 of my own, and the rest of it was 500, 200. It was mom and pop donations. So
if you're doing this, I hate to say the right way, for the people, you're losing money. Well, so we're losing money, I can assure you.
Well, let me tell you this. I mean, not to cry, but I own a business downtown, and I dropped over almost half revenue from the year before I got county council, because I'm just not focusing on my business. Now, I'm not crying. I chose to do this, like I said before. But trust me, the $32,000 I make on council is brought my negative.
32. I didn't know so much. Yeah. we got to start a competition. I actually believe politicians should be paid more. So.
And I have a full-time job. I have a W-2 job. I have a business, and I have kids and stuff like that. So, trust me, I'm not getting rich, but I'm getting rich personally, and being around people and being involved in the process, which is awesome.
Good. Well, we appreciate your service for that. Let's go into this.
Sure.
I do want to play 3 minutes and 30 seconds or 40 seconds of Ennis Fant.
Sure.
Ennis Fant is a Democrat on county council because it is what people are thinking and talking. Whether it's right or wrong, this is what we can discuss, but it is what people are talking. Ennis was part of the Operation Lost Trust. He's I guess a felon in that respect. I think he has a felony conviction for that. They did change the law afterwards. I don't know exactly, but
he has had some legal trouble.
Yes. So, he's under SLED investigation right now for his residency issues.
Do anything to any of my fellow colleagues.
I'm prefacing it.
Yeah.
Take his words, from where they're coming. He is a Democrat. He is they did change the law after Operation Lost Trust, where people in his situation or legal situation would not have been able to run for office again, but he does, and he gets elected. And if that's what the people in his district want to elect, that's their prerogative. But let's play his. This is from April of 2000.
Come in here.
I'm sorry, last year.
My wife and I watched this last night for the first time, and I had to get a tissue out of us crying so hard. I mean, it's comical that we're even talking about it, but okay.
Well, in some respects, yes, I understand. Is the volume up there? If I play it, will it?
So this was April of 2021?
Yes, it was April 14th, 2025. So it was last year. This was at a Democratic
and before the
women's.
budget, by the way, and that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, but he's also talking about how because for us, it was about getting people elected, getting them elected to have a conservative majority on council. Even though we were 10-2 before you guys were elected, it was certainly not conservative. We had a lot of problems. That's why the tax increase and all that kind of stuff. But what I keep talking about is the sucking sound, that's what he literally says. And he is saying what a lot of people think.
I mean, I haven't heard anybody say that to me, but I mean, evidently, no one's contacted me and said, "Hey, this video says you're changing parties or something." No one's ever
Not changing parties, but it's like
not one person said, "Hey, you should look at this." But go ahead.
Okay. I mean,
people don't give him credit. Don't give him credit. I mean, yeah.
It was a big discussion last year.
And don't come in here.
Yeah, I don't remember it all.
Well,
I don't.
county council, it has ebbs and flows.
Oh, and by the way,
The last 6 years,
about 2 months ago,
up until this year,
somebody came
I
up
was
with
in the majority.
their meetings, and I said, "Hey, I'd love to attend one of these." And he's I don't do any.
You turn this off, and I can just play.
So I just laughed.
Okay, we're ready to go.
Don't come in here. Well, county council, it has ebbs and flows. The last 6 years, up until this year, I was in the majority. I was just don't know how much I miss Dan and Mike Barnes and Chris Harrison and Butch.
I've got this turned off, so it's the computer's on mute.
So, your volume.
Volume's off. It's on mute. All right. I'm just going to play it on my computer.
You can just listen to it.
And we can.
I was in the majority. I was just don't know how much I miss Dan and Mike.
Now it's not coming because that's on mute.
Well, county council, it has ebbs and flows. The last 6 years, up until this year, I was in the majority. I was just don't know how much I miss Dan and Mike Barnes and Chris Harrison and Butch. All my buddies, we had always.
These are Republicans. He's talking about missing.
He's talking about the guy replaced.
He's talking about Dan Tripp. He's talking about the guy that he
Harrison.
replaced. So I mean, this is what he's talking about. This is why. But we all recognize he's right about this. It was not a conservative Greenville County.
Had 7 votes no matter what. So we always knew we were going to win. When we went, I don't care what they can fuss, talk. We knew we had 7 votes. And on a good day, Joey Russo would vote with us and we'd have 8. So we knew we were never going to lose. So it was like, y'all haven't heard me fuss a whole lot about anything for the last 6 years because it was nothing to fuss about. We're going to win.
And he's right about that. Joey would vote with them, and it was a shock to all of us. And so he is correct up to this point.
Now, back in the minority again with this new crowd. But things are changing quickly. First time being in the minority in 6 years. However, the dissension is starting to show in their ranks. So we've already seen Blunt, the chairman, and what's the one down there in Possum Kingdom? District 26, Rick Bradley. Rick Bradley. So we started out, it started out 8-4. Pulled me and Alan Mitchell and Liz and Dan Tripp. That's it.
You hear that? I mean, he's literally telling us it's Dan Tripp, Liz Seaman, him, and the other Democrat, Alan Mitchell. I mean, it's amazing.
And you had the other 8. And we were like, man, put your seatbelt on. This is going to be a rough ride. Well, quickly, the chairman saw how crazy they were. So he's come back around. And of course, Rick Bradley does whatever the chairman does. So we went from 4 to 6 pretty quickly. So now we're at 6-6. All right. So they can't do anything either. So we can't do any damage. So we're sitting there looking at each other. And quiet as it's kept. What's the guy from 21? McGahhey. You know, he was all pro-Trump, everything. Now he's a pilot, so he has some good sense buried in there somewhere. And so he's starting to realize there's a difference between campaigning and governing. So it looks like, ask me Wednesday morning, but it looks like we may be back at 7-5 good sense. So we're getting there.
Pause the video real quick. Just
Sure.
pause. Can you pause it?
Yeah.
Good. Let's look at where he's at. He's at a Democratic women's meeting. He's got his base there. You hear him whooping up in the background, like you would at a typical Democrat rally over nonsense. And he's projecting what he wants, not what's reality. And that's what's kind of funny, right? What's he basing this off of? Like, what have I done how did I vote or do anything that shows that I'm on their team now, or I should say team, but I'm voting their way. I hadn't made any votes to date that would indicate that at all. So I'd like to keep that in context, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
And this is before the budget now. The budget's starting to get hot. It's April. We're getting the budget in June. Thank you.
So the only one you gotta really worry about and look out for is 27 with Garrett Collins and 18. What's that name again? Kelly Long, yeah. How she beat Mike Barnes, I have no. You know, they went after everybody that voted for the tax increase. I mean, they went after everybody who voted for the tax increase 2 years ago. First tax increase in 30 years. It was only supposed to be the tax increase was supposed to be good for 5. It was supposed to be good from 93 to 98. It went from 93 to 2023 without a tax increase. And so the taxes went up basically $28 per 100,000. And if you own homestead, $17 per 100,000. And they went after every single, poor me and Liz, the only one survived that they went after because of the tax increase. So here we go. Oh, let me tell you how.
So
Leave me alone and don't come in here.
that's enough of this. There is something you have to discount who he is and what he does, and it is theatrical in many ways. But maybe you haven't heard it, but I have heard it a lot. I mean, I get a lot of, I will tell you, quite frankly, our county council member, Frank Farmer, had immediately gone to the other side. I've got no interest in even speaking to Frank Farmer anymore because he literally, as part of him running, he came in here and lied to us about what he was doing. All this, and he's a fellow Citadel grad. So I'm like sitting here going, what in the world? And it is, and I'm happy to discuss later at some other time our issues and concerns with Frank Farmer. But I think a lot of people have an issue with Frank Farmer and what he's been doing on county council. I hear it from a lot of people, and that is one example. I mean, I appreciate his numbers went from 4 to 8. Then he added in, Benton and Rick Bradley. Benton is chairman, Rick's first vice. They do kind of try to, get people together. To your point, you'll say you need 7 votes to get anything to move. We had 8. Even Joey Russo seemed to be coming our way when we kind of got the majority. But it now does seem, if you watch what they do, watch what, not what they say, not what they say, what they do. But I mean, we seem to be getting into not much different in results. And my difference in results is Joe Cornell. It's Joe Cornell. We can get to Joe Cornell.
So is that the only one? In a year?
My vote on the tax board.
That's all you have. I mean,
the vote of the tax board and the library.
We'll talk about that.
And we'll talk about that.
These are the only 3 things then?
Or maybe the
There may be other, the amphitheater is another thing. We're not getting into the details of all of the things. And what I'm talking about is the
Well,
high
we can't just
level.
cherry pick stuff, right? I mean, we got to talk about a lot of things. I mean, if everything's on the table, the discussion is to say.
Add it to the agenda and we will have you back. I would love for you to come back and
Awesome.
talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, I will tell you,
Yeah.
we deal with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not,
the problem is, and this is one of those things where I talk about, we've brought something up now and the public's like, what are they talking about? Like, they're not getting the stories. You know what I'm saying? I've asked for specifics and not just these three. Like, how are we not getting results on council?
But there has to be a starting.
Right, I'm sure.
You can't just walk in. Either side can walk in with a whole list of what the differences are, because we're trying to build a consensus. So
Sure.
you pick certain points and you start working on that.
Right,
These are the points that
sure.
and I'm happy to discuss whatever other
are
stuff.
important to us, the
Okay.
people that are active,
Okay.
and they are.
People in our world saw that video and they're like, that's exactly what's going on.
Okay.
People in our world saw that I didn't get reelected to the tax board and they're like, oh, this is all personal political.
Okay.
And look, I didn't expect Joey Russo to vote for me. I expect, Kelly Hall.
Mhm.
I didn't really care. I mean, I got 1,000 things to do. It was not, but it was like, objectively, I'm a tax attorney CPA.
Sure.
And it's like, really?
All right, so we move to the next one.
We
We still
can
in the fan video, or we move to the next
No,
one?
we'll move on.
We can move on to it because I do want to get to those things.
Yeah.
But and this is the three that we're going to talk about. We're happy to talk about a whole lot of whatever else
It's
is
a
there.
discussion. Absolutely.
So, but let's go to that.
Okay,
So,
great.
let me just preface it with, I've been on the tax board was on the tax board from 2017. We've got the resume or the application for it. I did this when I was in Atlanta for Robbie Fulton County. They actually paid for us to do the trainings and all that kind of stuff. It was fantastic. I've done the training up here in Greenville. I've sat on the two hearings, which are the only two hearings we've had in Greenville since
Very infrequently.
since 2017. I actually asked the question, saying, why do we never meet? Are they on? Is this on? Yes, it is. I was asking, why do we never meet? And I think she's now retired from the group. But she told me, it's like, well, in the old days, there was a whole bunch of Tea Party people on the board of tax appeals, and they would always side with the taxpayers. So I'm like, okay, so they solve everything at the administrative level. So I've always told people, push, and you'll get whatever you want, because the last thing they want is to come to the board level. So this was, I think I've been renewed once or twice. This was the next renewal, and we presented. They were supposed to do it at a particular date. We didn't have enough people to fill all the slots because there was like 8 of the 12 slots were vacant, and there was like 3 of us that showed up or even applied. So we got a whole bunch of other people to sign up for it.
Let's get the details. You showed up for the interview. Jack Stott didn't even bother to show up.
The first round or the second round? Yeah,
The first,
yeah, that's okay. But Jack Stott's not on there either. But that's okay.
well, but he got votes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you did vote for Jack Stott. That's true. But the fact is, and Ennis was actively out there trying to get people to apply for this because he didn't want us, because he knew the Republicans were trying to get folks on there. So we went through the process. We did it the first time. They said, "Oh, let's just delay the vote until we can get some more folks to apply." They
They would open the.
even Butch Kerman came over to me afterwards. Oh, he looks like you'll easily get on here. It was like, there weren't enough people applying. That's one of the things with these boards and commissions.
Alan Mitchell.
Hmm?
That was in Bush.
Butch said it to me. Yes. Butch said it too. Yes. And Alan Mitchell had been on that board. So he knew about how they do not show up and all that, those types of things. But then it got, Liz Siemens' motion, because she got certainly is the most liberal Republican on there. She delayed it. We came back and went through the process, got more people. Ennis was out there on social media, getting people to come, all those types of things. And then we did it again. And I was not reelected to it. I've mentioned it to you. We FOIA'd the document so we could get the votes, and now I don't want to accuse anybody. I know, but I believe in FOIA. You may tell people not to FOIA. I would still always recommend.
Absolutely, but I will give you anything you want.
Right.
I've said that since day one.
Right. But let me just tell you why it's great to give stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't FOIA, they can say, "Oh, I'm giving you everything," but actually hold back.
Yeah.
If you FOIA, they legally have to give you everything. That's why I think from a
100%
legal perspective, it's
But I mean,
better to
you can
FOIA.
still FOIA, but if you want something to ask me, I'll give it to you, and get the FOIA and do the same thing. That's sure. I mean, absolutely. Yeah, I'm
So,
not-
so tell us about that, because that, you voted, we had the voting roll and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Our joke was here is, oh, they didn't realize that was actually public votes,
Right.
So, whether you do it or not.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But what had occurred? Because I will tell you, we have always supported you. I've never had an issue with you. We've never had any, at least until the Joker Nail thing when you approached me about that. But I'm like, why was I unqualified?
All right. It's not about qualification. You're obviously well qualified, right? You're CPA, you're an attorney, you have all these qualifications. It's deeper than just qualifications for a board. When you're talking about any kind of board, and we're talking about any kind of board, it's not just qualifications, it's character, right? So when I look at people's character, I dive deep. What's their history? What's their background? Not just what they do in their job, but what they do in their personal life. Do we want a pagan devil worshiper on the library board? No. They may be super qualified. Maybe they have a degree in everything. They're a librarian, all this. But do we want that person on the library board? They're super qualified. Got it. Can we agree that? Like say if someone has a degree in library science, they've got a master's degree in literature or whatever it is, they work at the library, or they worked in the library for 50 years, they're retired now, they have all the time in the world, and they're dedicated to the libraries and this. But they are pagan and worship the devil.
You're not saying I worship the devil, are you?
What?
You're not saying I
No,
worship the devil.
I'm not saying, but I'm not. No, I'm building a point. I'm building up to a point here. Is that?
Your point is that my character
Well, yeah,
forbidden
absolutely,
me. Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, and I've asked you this
And
privately
absolutely.
to tell me, and you
Sure.
did not want to tell me
Well,
privately. You wanted to do
I
it
don't-
live on
Well,
TV.
because I don't want things to get misconstrued. Because sometimes, like you've misquoted me here.
I literally sent this to you and said, if it's misquoted, let us know. We'll change it. I have a text message saying I will change if I misquoted you.
Can I finish?
Sure.
What I'm saying
You
is-
can't lie to people.
I'm not lying.
Well, you made an allegation though.
I'm not making an allegation.
You
What was my allegation?
that Jeff lied.
Well, no.
With something in here.
But I'm saying we had a conversation that's not, as I see it, that's not exactly how it went. I'm not saying you lied, but when two people have a conversation, there's always, that's not exactly what I said.
But again.
Okay, I'm not saying you lied.
He gave us to you in advance.
Yes.
If
Yes.
there was an issue there, you
Yeah.
should have addressed it.
Well, I did. I said to him, hey, personal conversations, I mean, if you and I had a conversation 10 minutes later, could you dictate exactly what that conversation is?
Some people.
Okay.
can-
I'm not saying you lied. I had this, I've been doing that already. I had this ahead of time. Let me finish my thoughts.
Okay, but let me finish the one thing, and I appreciate what you're
This is the
saying.
problem. You're not letting me finish my thoughts.
I know you said that before, but did I ask you if anything's
Yeah, and I said
misquoted, I will fix it?
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's a conversation.
Then why did you bring it up?
Okay.
I asked you if there was anything misquoted to let us know,
Can we move
and
on?
I would change it.
Can we move on?
After you called me a liar,
I'm
we're
not
gonna
calling you a
we're gonna
liar.
finish this.
I'm not
Yes.
calling you a
It's
liar.
discussion because
Yeah.
it's the context that's
Exactly.
around the paper.
The context.
Happy,
Absolutely.
happy to, but
I'm
you
not
you
calling
said
you a
I mean
liar.
The point is the
It's
discussion.
misquoted. It's not quote. That's not the exact quote of how the conversation I remember went.
I literally have a text message saying if
Yeah.
anything is incorrect in the quote, I will fix it.
Okay.
You did not say, but then you want to come in here live and then say, "Oh, I literally
I
talked
remember
about
the
how we were not going to
conversation.
do a gotcha journalism
I'm
thing."
not trying to gotcha.
That's why we did a full agenda. I told you everything that was on there. There should be no surprises
No
from you,
surprises.
but you're wanting to put surprises back
No, I'm not.
on me of that I've lied about the quote on here.
Okay. Let's.
But we'll go past
Let's
that.
get back. Let's get back to the meat of the
Board tax
discussion.
appeals now.
Sure. Absolutely.
Speaking of the mic, if you don't mind.
Being on the
Mike.
Board of Tax Appeals.
Sorry, but people.
You're implying that Jeff, because of moral failings,
Not moral. Ethical.
Ethical.
You didn't let me
ethical and
finish.
moral are very, very similar.
You haven't let me finish.
You have to let me finish too then.
Well, I was talking. You guys cut me off.
Well, I want to get us back to
Sure.
this and the
Absolutely.
claim that you made. Okay, you jumped to qualifications for being on the library board rather than sticking to
Okay.
the tax.
I was making a point.
That was a hypothetical.
Perhaps.
And from what I-
Absolutely.
But you said something about Jeff's character,
Mhm.
and then jumped to give reference to you don't want people on the library board. I would not want people who are librarians on the library board. I'll be honest with you. I want businessmen on the library board.
But you can see they're qualified. That was my point.
The qualification of being a librarian to be on the library
Or
board?
you know all about the library, should you make intelligent decisions about the library?
No, actually, the best people to be on the library board are parts managers who look at inventory and see what's moving, and that's what they want on the shelves. I go into my local library and I see garbage there. Liberal garbage, because I'm in a liberal part of the county.
Sure.
They're not taken out. They're not drawn out. They're not in circulation. That's a waste of taxpayer funds. When I worked as a parts manager for my boss, my primary job was to increase his return on investment. He owned everything, every part that was on the shelf. I turned that for him. I didn't care what it was. I didn't care what it wasn't. If I sold it, I wanted it. The library board should be telling the librarians, this is what we're doing. Not what you think, what people want. This is based on facts.
Okay.
Now let's get back to the tax board.
So what's the character, moral, ethical, whatever? What's the problem there? Because you've never discussed anything with me,
Yeah, absolutely.
and I've had things come up in every time I've been elected.
Sure.
So
So let's talk about this. Your financial planning license, was it revoked up?
yes, it was
Okay, why?
because of a business transaction that I was involved in
What business
2007.
transaction was that?
It was a loan for $5 million of stock
Okay.
in 2027, right
Yeah.
before the financial crisis. Yes.
Yeah. Did you have any kind of pleading in that decision from the
Pleading?
courts? Yeah. Did you plead the fifth or anything in any of those decisions?
Yes, I did.
Why?
Endeavor Man has been through all of those things
Well, why did you plead the fifth if you're not guilty?
because that was advised by my attorney.
Okay, but I mean, no one pleads the fifth if
So you're going to bring up something.
But it's
almost
No,
20.
that's incorrect. I'm sorry.
I don't know what's the true story then.
No, what I'm saying is we plead the fifth for a whole variety of reasons.
Okay,
It is,
sure.
it is a legal
Okay,
island.
great. The legal
Same.
island. Thank you for the correction.
Yeah.
Thank you. But my point is, people who are involved in things like that may not have the moral character needed to hold a board position, in my opinion.
Okay. So, but you've never asked me about those transactions, never
Right.
asked anything about it.
I've read in the newspapers. I've read all sorts of stuff. So I mean, I've read that. And,
Okay. How many,
but here's
there was
the thing.
literally a news article about you not showing up at a meeting this past
Yeah,
week.
absolutely.
Do you believe all the news items? I mean, do-
But that's
okay, but you
Yeah.
believe these about me.
That's a great point. I do.
Did you tell us, hey, we don't want to be associated with the Greenville? When you were running for election, did you say, we do not want to be associated with the Greenville County Republican Party? Because Jeff-
I represent those people. You don't represent. You're not the GOP, Jeff. These people are the GOP. You're not.
We elected.
You may think you
They
are.
elected me.
we elected at the convention.
He's the chair. I'm gonna give him- He
With only one
represents you,
dissenting vote.
but he's not you. You are the body. Jeff represents you absolutely, but that's you are the body of the you are the GOP, not Jeff. That's my point.
That's
Right.
exactly what Tiffany Mock says. Yes, you're right. You're right. One of the splinters and one of the most nastiest people out there. The same people that said I've cut my hair short to fake the fact that
No,
I have
I'm not-
cancer.
I don't-
That instead of having colon cancer, I have hemorrhoids.
Can we get
That's
back-
the
can we get
people.
back to my point, though?
That's
You're not
the.
letting me
My
talk.
point is that's who you're listening to, and you literally told me you don't have talking points from other people. That's okay. Go ahead, because we have another example, and I would love to know what her
Well, my
business
point
transaction
being
was a
is,
problem.
and additionally, your wife was sued and had to settle out of court
For what?
for slandering somebody, and you know it. I mean,
Are you talking about the Chad Conley?
I am
thing?
talking about that. Yeah. Are you saying he stole $80,000? That's what you guys allege.
200, I think it was 276.
Is that what you're saying?
Either he, have you read all the article?
Yeah.
Either he or the board is responsible because that money was supposed to go to children.
Then why?
Yes, and it
would
did
your
not go to
insurance
children.
company settle out of court for an undisclosed amount if you guys?
That's
were
what
right?
insurance.
How do you know what?
I'm just asking.
How do you know what insurance company settled out
So
of
this
court?
is perfect.
How do you know we paid a dime? Did
my-
we pay a dime or did they pay us?
Here's my question.
No, you're making.
I'm not making stuff up. There was a settlement. Was there a settlement? Yes or no?
It has been dismissed. Yes,
Okay.
I have a case that was dismissed
There
with
was a
Nate Lloyd
settlement,
2 or 3 weeks
Was
ago.
there a settlement?
A paid settlement?
Yeah, was there?
There is
Yes
a
or no, Jeff?
non-disclosure
Okay,
agreement
was there a
about
settlement?
that.
You can say yes or no if there's a settlement. That's not a
I'm
non-disclosure.
saying there's a non-disclosure. Yes, I
Was
can't.
there a settlement?
I'm not supposed to even say
Right,
anything
see,
about it.
So this is my
You
point.
can't say
I know,
anything.
I can't say whether I'm happy or not happy
So
about it.
my point is,
But
I question your character because all the stuff you're involved in behind the scenes. As a person, I question that.
to administer on the tax bill.
Absolutely.
But if there's a non-disclosure, you can't impugn his character because he signed a non-disclosure.
But in my,
You just did. But you just did.
I said when I evaluate people for a board, that comes into my decision, and that's, I'm not impugning him. I'm saying,
And that's
that
fine.
factors my
That's
decision.
fine.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
you're bringing up these
You asked me why I didn't vote for him. I'm
details
telling you this.
that have explanations. You say that you want to be able to explain your position,
Yeah.
but you're denying Jeff that
No, he's had the
opportunity.
opportunity. He's done nothing but talk the whole time.
He hasn't just talked all the time. You've talked as well, Curt.
Go ahead.
You've
That's
never,
why I
you,
didn't
but just for the record, you've
Yeah.
never asked me about any of this stuff. We've never talked about it. We literally campaign on it as part of our focus on judicial reform.
Right.
I tell people about
Yeah.
it. Do you know how many people have accused me falsely of being disbarred from the practice of law? Did you vote for Ellen Weaver? She accused me of that. Chad Conley's accused me of all kinds of things.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No, I honestly don't. If you have it, I'll look at it and I'll own it. I mean, I voted for who I did. We do a lot of votes. I don't remember exactly. I remember this absolutely. That's
Very
why though. If
And
you know,
why? And
if it
when I
walks
asked
like
you
a
about
duck,
it, why would you not say?
talks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And when people have a lot of legal trouble, that's concerning to me. Whether you're found guilty or not, people who aren't doing bad things don't have trouble with the law.
Really? Donald Trump has been involved in more cases than you can shake a stick at.
I'm just saying it.
You've never been involved in anything
Donald
legal.
Trump.
There's nothing in your back. You are crystal clear.
Yeah, go
Clean
ahead,
guy.
find it.
Okay. I'm sure
I
people.
invite you to.
I think people are going to see what this is. This is probably a bigger character flaw
Bring it
than
in.
anything else.
Character falls down.
Of
But what?
unwillingness to even talk to
No,
people.
I'm talking to you.
Are you a supporter of Mark Lynch? He's a recovered drug addict. He and his wife met each other in drug rehab. Are you
Yeah.
going to vote for?
Does he
Are
have
you
legal
support? Are you? Yes, absolutely. He probably has. He's got a business. He's involved in stuff. My sister asked me, "Why is there so much controversy
If
around?"
I found
Because
out,
I do things.
but if I found out all the things that I've heard you're involved with, then I wouldn't vote for you either.
And who did you hear these things about
I mean,
me
it
from?
doesn't matter
People
who
with
you know.
people with an.
The problem is, it
But
doesn't
you know,
matter.
you point that you're getting information from the newspapers, right?
I'm not allowed to talk to anybody.
No. See, you're not letting me finish my point. I can go back to Samuel Clemens and quote him. If you want to be misinformed, read the newspaper. If you want to be uninformed, don't read the newspaper. So this is the news media has been for decades, for centuries,
I agree with
has
you.
been misrepresenting
Sure.
the truth.
Yeah.
So you read something and then you have to follow up on it.
Yeah.
The question is, are you following up on it?
Oh yeah, I asked lots of questions.
Did you ask Jeff follow-up questions? Then you're not following
Okay.
up.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But when there's, when there,
Do you support Donald Trump?
absolutely.
Okay, he has no legal issues whatsoever. in
Was he
his
qualified to be president? Was he?
And
Did he
Jeff
do
is
anything in
qualified to
politics?
be
I'm
our
just asking. Did he do
chairman.
anything in politics? No, but he's doing a great job. We need a
Yeah.
businessman in the White House.
You're describing Jeff. Yes, he
Oh.
does a great job. He's my inspiration.
They're different legal.
He's the only reason that I volunteered to
Different
do
legal.
things.
To me, they're different. Hey, listen, I have to represent my people. I was elected. I have to run. I have to answer with you. That's how we'll answer in public. How I do it over and over and over and over again.
And Jeff is constantly answering questions from,
Great.
you're not the only person asking questions.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine.
you know,
I will take this to my death that I am doing the right thing.
wow,
Absolutely.
that's sad. Really.
I'm sorry. I
But
feel that.
difference of opinion.
Yeah,
is
that's
fine.
the problem.
It's
See,
just
we're here-
difference
if
of
I don't
opinion.
agree with Jeff, I'm wrong.
Difference of opinion is one thing, but the fact that Curt has made a statement that
Yeah.
he would do the research and then didn't go to directly to Jeff.
Well, I've seen Jeff's comments in public too.
But
Comments now. What comments are we talking
again,
about?
are they always given full context?
Well, I
Going
mean,
back to where are you getting, where's the source of this?
Sure.
You're going back to the media.
No, I'm not going to. That's okay.
You're not going back to Jeff.
Oh.
It's just like
I
if
can see
you,
that- I can see that point.
if
What
I-
is- What's
if
the
I
goal of
claim-
that?
The goal is to you are
why somebody is qualified. It's
but
not on the tax review
I mean,
board, and you're
right.
impugning
You
his
want
character.
somebody that has all those legal troubles? Do you think they have the moral character to be on the board?
Then you're saying that Donald Trump should not be president.
That's not true.
Because he is the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's the
Same
same
day.
thing.
It's night and day, guys. I'm sorry.
Listen, you're elected official.
Yeah, I'm answering.
You're-
I'm answering.
Yes, you are. And you're supposed to be at a higher standard where you understand how the system works, and you're supposed to talk to people and understand how this is, as opposed to I know what you're doing. You're appealing to a particular base.
No, I'm not.
You are appealing to a particular base.
Embezzling $950,000. That concerns me, whether it's true or not.
And have ever been criminally charged with it?
No, but you have not been criminally charged, and I'd like to know why not.
Because it wasn't criminal.
Did you forge a document?
No, I did not. I testified to the fact under oath that I've not forged the document. Yes.
I've seen something different to that.
Again, where did you get that from?
I'll produce it for you.
Okay, and then when you had access to that information, you should have gone to Jeff and said, "You're being accused of this."
He knows.
No, he doesn't know because you did not go to him.
I know what.
Nothing I've said to you is a surprise. You
Uh,
know about all these things.
I did not expect an elected official to be bringing this up today.
Well,
No, I did not.
Well, you asked me.
That's why I asked you.
Why did you vote on Board of Sex? This is why. You're asking me why I made that vote. Now I'm telling you.
And what I'm telling you, what I am saying, and what my hypothesis is, you didn't vote for me because you were appealing to a certain segment. We'll get to that at the next
For what?
segment. To appeal to a certain segment, and you're looking for an excuse of why you
I'm
voted
not
that
looking for
way.
any excuses.
You seem to be full of excuses. You will find
What's the
something.
excuse? What's
There-
the excuse? There's no excuse.
Listen.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm telling you why I did this. That's not an excuse.
The Greenville County Republican Party.
There's a difference. There's not, excuses and reasons are different. I'm giving you a reason. There's not an excuse. I'm not embarrassed about any of my votes.
You made your case. I think it's fantastic.
Take it to the voters.
Folks will see it. But
Awesome.
you also did not disclaim our support when you were running for
I
office.
didn't disclaim anybody. Who did I disclaim? Name one
You didn't
person.
bring up one issue,
I didn't
one
bring-
concern, or anything.
I didn't bring up one concern of blood.
Jeff Davis, leadership of the Greenville County
It's not about
Republican
you,
Party.
Jeff. It's about me running
He's the
for
leader
office.
of the party. He's
I
the
got
duly
you.
elected. He's
Duly elected by you. I'm duly elected by the voters. The voters duly elect me to make
we're
decisions.
voters too.
Yeah.
Kurt.
I know, exactly. My
Not
voters.
necessarily just the voters of your district.
I'm
I
with you.
agree.
Yeah.
However, we
I don't answer to
Voters-
Jeff Davis.
voters.
I don't answer to anybody. It's my point here
You don't
is
answer to anybody?
I answer to the voters, the organization. I don't answer to organizations. I answer to individual voters. Those are the people at the box. The GOP isn't at the ballot box. The Greenville County Republicans aren't at the ballot box. As an organization, they are there as voters, 100%. I answer the voters. If the slates that are given to me, they're recommendations. I am not beholden to vote for anybody on that slate. Where does it say anywhere that I have to do that? Does Trump vote for the people that the Republicans in the Senate want? No, because he has his own mind and his own conscience, just like me. I have my own mind, my own conscience, and I have very deeply held beliefs, both faithfully and fiscally and conservatively, about how I'm going to vote for somebody. Just like Trump does. And you know, it's not popular. I've sworn against the dream a lot.
Then I'd recommend you meditate on Proverbs 18:17.
All right, well, thank you for that.
It'll be interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Why don't we go to the next one?
This is
It's
great.
awesome, yes.
I love it.
But
I love
it's
it.
funny how you didn't want to tell me why you didn't vote for me until it was live on TV. That's what you
Because
wanted
I
to
don't
do.
want anything misconstrued.
And it will not be
This is
misconstrued.
public record, though, which is
What
perfect.
is Matthew 18? You're supposed to go to the person individually
This
first.
is, thank you for that. This is.
Did you go to Jeff first?
Okay.
It's
No,
okay.
I did not. I've admitted that 3 times. I did not go to Jeff.
You want
Is that
people to
so
go
you're
directly to you. Your
See,
opening
I don't
statement
see-
was that you're an open door.
I am. Jeff didn't come to me and advocate for his position either. So why didn't Jeff come to me and say, hey, Kurt, all these things are going on about me. I'd like to disclaim them to you.
Because Jeff may not have known.
Because we have
And
disclaimed
how do you know? You don't know you're accused of embezzling $950,000 that
Jeff has had
you're accused of stealing $80,000.
But he hasn't
You
been,
don't know those
he
things?
hasn't been charged with
Why
that
wouldn't he come
criminal.
and tell me that?
Because you didn't ask him.
No, but hold on.
He's-
Other people.
he's-
No. Do you know
When
what
someone,
people-
when
Hold on,
Answer
let-
that question
slow down.
several times a
He's
year.
going to claim that,
Can I finish?
and then he's going to walk out. So let's
I'm not
let's
gonna
get to
walk
the
out.
next
I'm
one.
gonna walk out, but let me finish. You don't let me talk. When people go to these boards, they come to us and I can show you 100 emails from different people that want to get on boards. I got nothing from Jeff. Or if you have one, show me. I missed it. I'll admit it. No. So those people, come to us and say, hey, this is the reason I'm applying this board. Here's why. Am I guilty of not going to Jeff? 100%. Is Jeff guilty of not coming to me and advocating for his point? 100%.
Oh, no. There was a presentation. I got up and presented my credentials.
You didn't come to me or send me an email or speak to me or anything.
I didn't come to you privately and ask you to vote for me and say, I will support you and I'll whitewash a lot of things under the table. No, I did not do
That's what
that.
the interview is
No,
for.
that's what the interview is
I'm
for.
sorry, I'm
Yes.
sorry, we
There's
hear
personal
all-
advocacy as well.
No.
I have emails.
It's like
I
we're
can show you.
expecting Gary Collins, which we know people, I have no problem with his past, but we keep
Yeah.
hearing people pick on him. You're almost, in my understanding, saying every time Gary Collins is doing something, he needs to stand and review what happened in his past life. That's what you're expecting.
What do you? I don't even know where that is coming from.
He has
There's some issues with Gary. Everybody's got issues.
He has some record from his
He's what?
previous relationship, some record. I don't know, I keep hearing it.
That's
I don't
that's
care.
Gary's issue. I'm not going to
Correct.
speak about
So
Gary or
that is-
anything happening to Gary.
But you need to not vote with Gary.
Well, he's a colleague. He's a colleague of mine.
See, now your
And
colleague has this standard, but Jeff has a standard up here.
No.
That's what-
Listen, I think
I'm not appointing Gary to a board. Gary's a county
Listen,
councilman.
I think it's very clear.
Gary's a councilman.
We'll let the people decide, but to me, it's very clear he is working with certain factions of the Republican Party. That's why let's go to the
That's
next thing.
total trash to say that, really, honestly. It's
Not total trash, but
Yeah.
I would add it, and this will be a little personal privilege. Yeah. What if people said, I'm not going to vote for a guy that has an earring?
Well,
You know, 'cause you got-
this is that.
I don't know what it is, but it's
It's acupuncture. It's acupuncture for pain from the war. So
Okay.
you can go ahead
All right.
and make fun of me for having acupuncture in my ears. I have gold. They're gold things. They get it put in once a month, and they're acupuncture for my pain. But you can make fun of me for that. That's fine.
No, he's not making fun, he's making a point.
Well, I was making a point earlier, and no one wanted to hear it.
Yes, we did, but we pointed out some flaw in you.
literally,
I disagree with you.
my background I've discussed extensively.
All I'm saying,
But
you were well
but the-
qualified, but I question
Can
your
I
moral
ask-
character.
so
That's
I
the bottom line.
I know one thing, and
Because
it
of these
may
things.
not matter, and maybe you said it, I had to step out. When did you find out about this, Jeff?
Oh, and before I even ran for council. I found these things out. I mean, you got sued too, and you had to settle out of court. I mean, for slander. I mean, those
He's
things
saying
go to
that you
moral
paid
character.
Chad Conley.
I don't know if you paid him or not, but you said
That's
it on
what he
court.
said. So he's been, Chad Conley's been talking
I've
to
never
me.
talked to Chad Conley.
Really? Do you even know who he is?
I don't know who he is.
Okay.
I don't
But you've
wanna-
been talking to
I read it,
someone.
but
I don't wanna-
We all know
My point is-
the faction that you're talking to,
No,
and that's who you've
I'm not
aligned
telling
yourself
them,
with.
Jeff.
And that's why
You're
literally.
putting out pure trash.
I am.
Your conjecture. You have
Okay.
no fact. Where's your fact?
Let's go to number 2.
Where's your fact?
Let's go to number 2, the
Let's do it
library
again.
board,
Let's do it again.
because you're going to enjoy that one
Let's do
too,
it again.
apparently.
Let's do it again.
All right, so
Well,
library
I
board.
asked you this, okay?
Sure,
But
grab the mic.
When I became, when I asked to become a planning commissioner, not only did I put an application in, but I talked to each and every one of the county council.
Remember that.
If there was any question about what my intents were, what my goals were, any of those types of things, was very, very important. It's a difference of opinion here, okay? It's a difference of opinion. I think that you guys are doing a fantastic job here with the SCGOP. You guys are doing a fantastic job in terms of training people, all of those various
We are
types of
getting
things.
people that we thought were good folks elected to
But
get out the bad folks.
I have to say, Curt is an honorable individual. He had a difference of opinion with you. I think we can get a lot of this stuff cleared up because I think you would be eminently qualified to be able to do it. But of course, I'm not in a position to be able to vote you on. But I have to say, Curt is an honorable individual. He stands by his morals. I understand you're trying to say, well, he's listening to other people, et cetera, okay? There's been a lot of stuff that's swirled around with you folks. But I'm here. I think you guys, for whatever happened, are still honorable. You're honorable. It's a difference of opinion. It's a difference of opinion. And I'd love to be able to see you later on onto the tax board. I think it would make perfect sense. But I think getting this cleared up is extremely important because the rumors that keep swirling around about everybody, everything, I mean, it is counterproductive to Greenville County, totally counterproductive.
And he participates in it.
Well,
he is
we're
now
getting- we're
he is
getting
now
things-
becoming a primary focus because that's what those people do. They go
So-
after
But we're
these guys. They
getting, we're
promise them
getting
a
a
bunch of
couple of
stuff,
things
but that's-
What have I
cleared
been
up
promised?
here.
What have I been promised, Jeff? You've made a lot of
Support.
accusations. Support for what?
Thank you.
Support for what?
from the, what we call splinters.
What splinter am I talking to? What's your proof?
Go
Just
ahead.
tell me.
Okay.
Keep going to the next one.
I want to go back to your opening remarks.
Okay.
Your opening remarks, Curt, you said that you are very open
Yeah.
when you vote on a particular topic and your constituents don't like it. You welcome them to contact you so that you can explain. Okay. The same thing should apply to Jeff.
He didn't contact me.
I did. I asked you yesterday. I've asked you before. I brought this up years ago.
Here's the thing.
You wouldn't tell me.
No, because here's the thing you run into.
You're interrupting me. Okay. You have an issue with Jeff. He has been on the tax review board.
I don't have
correct?
an issue with Jeff, but I have an issue with his character.
You can't
Someone asked online, what is wrong with
divorce
this
someone's
character?
character from their being.
Well,
You can't.
No, but
You
I have a
can't.
problem with that. Those things bother me. They should bother you.
Okay.
If I had a
Jeff
bunch
has
of legal
answered
troubles-
those questions to me personally.
Okay, I'm not happy with
Okay.
those answers. And
Did
I'm
you
the one-
ask Jeff personally?
I'm the one.
Did you ask
No,
Jeff
did Jeff
personally?
advocate
Okay,
for
so
that?
then you don't even know the answers.
Right. But based on what
But you're saying that you're not. See, again, there's a flaw
I'm
here.
about to leave. He won't stop talking.
Now he's wanting to leave. So let's
No,
just
because he
move to
won't
the
stop
next
talking.
one.
I've admitted
I'm
your
trying to
point.
make the point.
You've made the
Kurt,
point
and
three
you keep
times, and I told you
interrupting me.
3 times. I did not talk to Jeff. How much more do you want me to admit? I didn't talk to Jeff.
But you're
Okay.
standing on your
Right.
decision.
And let the
The
people
information-
decide. I think the voters, the
Thank you.
voters are looking for people that to elect as
You gotta
leaders.
stop beating the horse, man. I admitted it.
But let the voters decide,
Yeah,
because
let the
the
voters
voters
decide.
will decide that whether they want somebody that has
Right.
an open door and also doesn't hold things like this against people.
I'm not holding
Because
against you.
somebody's
It's the
whispering
truth.
in their ear
There's no one
over
with-
there.
You're making conjecture again, Jeff. No one's whispering in my ear.
Kurt, we literally,
See, this is it.
Tell-
This is the problem.
let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
As soon as we don't, as soon as I don't agree with you, I'm against you. That's not true. It's a difference of like Deborah said, it's a difference of opinion. And as soon as I have a difference of opinion, doesn't mean I don't like you. It
Let's
just
get
means I have a
to
difference
number
of
2
opinion.
or 3 and 4.
Sure,
Okay,
sure.
how about that? Library board.
Yeah.
Library board is ultimately important to folks.
Yes.
Different people have committees. We have a committee, but our person kind of works with the Greenville County Republican Women. They have a whole committee. They're very involved in it, and they came up with their recommendation. Their recommended slate of these are the qualified people that are
Okay.
interested in it and want to be on the board. That vote came up. I don't remember exactly when it was.
In June last year.
Yes, maybe. Whenever it was. And one of the people that was recommended by the slate of folks was Oksana. And she has a master's of literature. She lives right next door to the library lives close to the library downtown. We were randomly going to the library on a Saturday night, preparing for a meeting we were having there on a Monday. And she was there looking for the books to see if the books had been moved around or what did the children have. She is actively doing this. But you voted and advocated for somebody that lives in your district,
Absolutely. They're
a
my
gentleman
interests.
by the name of Sam Chaney, whose wife is one of the people who is spreading all kinds of falsehoods and documents about me. So
Okay.
that's part of where I believe the
Oh, I know
things
the
about.
Cheneys well. Yeah, I know them. I knew them before the election.
But Liz Cheney, or at least Cheney, is
Yeah.
probably Liz Cheney.
It's probably
appropriate. Is the person who is spreading around documents about me, all
No.
kinds of things. No, she
Not to
is.
me, 'cause I don't want it.
Okay.
That's a- you know what I mean?
You don't want it, but you've read it
Well,
and
it's
you've
true.
made a
If it's
conclusion.
true, If it's
I know, but I mean that's the point. Is
If it's
you
a court document, I'll read it. If it's just conjecture and Facebook stuff, I have no time for it. 100%.
No, she's spreading
And
around all kinds of
everything I've asked you about is a court document, and that's where I got it from. So thank you.
But you, instead of
Yeah.
following the slate, the people that put in the time and energy to figure out and interview folks and all that type of stuff, you went around and advocated for Sam Chaney to
Absolutely.
get that spot
100%.
as opposed to Oksana.
100%.
Can you explain
What
that?
district are you in?
What difference? This is.
No, Greg, hold on, no.
Let her. He's gonna go. So let's.
Is this, you want to hear from me or him?
You're gonna start.
So
What does Sun Tzu say when they're digging a hole, stay out of the
Oh, I
way? I don't think you actually realize that's okay.
I don't realize.
But I've been
that.
through this
I don't
for a
realize
long
that.
time. She's in District 23.
So what hole am I digging, Jeff? Tell me.
She's in District 23.
Tell me the hole I've dug.
Oh my gosh. let's get to the
And
point.
tell me.
There's no
I don't think
Here's-
voters,
here's-
I don't think
This is why
voters
you don't
want
get
somebody.
anybody to come talk to you, and I'll say it out loud.
Because
It's
let
because the
young
way you
people
attack
Let
them
him
and you're
speak.
constantly making conjecture that you're listening to the people. You don't, blah, blah. It's constant accusations with no backup other than we disagree with you, so we're the devil. There really is, and that's an opinion of a lot of people, Jeff. I'm telling you, a lot of people think
There
that.
are more people that disagree. Can we move on?
I'm just good.
I'm married to him. I know
let's
how many
continue.
people talk to him. You have no idea. So
Birds of a
please.
feather stick together. Let's go. Come on.
Wow. You don't say anymore. I think he said enough.
He did.
But
I'm just saying.
the people, this is
Oh, that's great. This is great.
my advice was to do this privately, but I'm happy we're doing
Why
this.
would I not want to do
Now,
it?
library board.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
It's you think it was bad when Dan Tripp did to you in front of the parents? This is okay. No, let's let him. He's digging a hole. Let him finish. Let's talk about the
If you say
library
that
board.
again, I'll leave because you're ridiculous. You're just making. We're not talking about issues here. We're talking about personal gripes.
I
And it's,
don't
you're digging a
see
hole.
it.
You're doing this.
Let me qualify what the opening remark. I've never had a personal gripe with you before these things. We supported you. We actually went out there and advocated for you. And then all of a sudden you have all these. This is remember the preface. The preface of all this is
two
finding
boards, I didn't
people.
vote for your people. What else? What else? How my voting record? What does my voting record say?
Let's talk about the library. Why did you
I'm
pick
just asking you.
one of your
Because there's two
constituents?
things, because he's my constituent. I know him personally. I know he'd be a great fit to do the right thing when it comes.
And what
down
are
to
his
it.
qualifications?
He's an engineer. He's a super smart person, and he is super conservative and he's faithful. And that's the kind of people I want on there making decisions.
And she's not faithful.
Has
I
he
didn't
been-
say-
And she's been highly involved in
I
it.
didn't say she's not.
She's highly involved. She goes and speaks at the
I
library
didn't-
board. She's been a
Did I
huge
say you're not
advocate.
qualified?
I don't know. You just,
I
yeah, but before that you were saying,
I
you
don't
know,
know
maybe
you
for
personally.
a person
Let her
who's
speak.
qualified, but you know, the character.
Anthony,
the
we pass the mic.
They
please.
will worship her, all kind of
Yeah.
things, you know, so like, what about my character? Like,
Right.
what,
I
what's,
don't know you
how,
personally.
exactly, like, how is he more qualified than me?
Right.
How many times he attended a board meeting, for example?
And a lot. Character is more important.
A lot is how many?
He's been to the board meetings.
I don't know the number.
Well,
I
you
don't
don't,
know the number.
see, you don't even know.
I
Well,
don't know.
how much you been involved, like,
Right.
what's
But I
his
trust
record?
him personally to make the right decision when it comes down to it. I know he thinks like me.
So, yeah, but people who, you know, were doing work, they were supporting me
Yeah.
because I have a record of doing things.
Sure. Again, I'm
So-
not beholden to slates from organizations.
Okay.
There's
So
someone in
you-
my district. I
So
know
is he your
personally.
friend?
Is he? No, I wouldn't. No, I've never hung out with him outside of politics.
Okay, and how
I
far
know
he
them
lives?
personally. I know them personally.
How far he lives from you, or from your house?
He lives in my district. I don't know,
How many?
6, 7 miles. I don't know. I mean, he lives on, I think, Batesville. Batesville. I think he lives on Batesville.
His wife is somebody that goes around town trashing me constantly. So that's what I'm saying.
My wife doesn't trash anybody.
No, Sam Chaney's wife
Oh,
goes around and trashes me constantly. That's part of what this
that's
is.
not true.
Well,
He's
so
listening to and
me,
following
you,
those
you,
that
you
group.
didn't
Three
answer
people
to the
watching this
question,
is
like,
total
you know,
trash.
why you chose him
It's total
over a
trash.
person who, you know, did the work.
I told you why. I know him personally. I know that he will make the right decisions that
So
the
it's-
decisions I would make. He
So-
would make
It's a
them.
personal preference.
I
It's a
don't know
personal
you.
preference.
It's a personal preference.
Okay.
100%.
How many votes?
12
Are there?
votes. I'm one of 12.
You're one of
Exactly.
No,
I'm one of
but
12
is it
people.
okay? Is it true that you were calling people the day before voting
Calling
and
people.
Calling.
people?
Advocating. Absolutely. That's
You
part
vote-
of being a county
You vote
councilman.
for him instead of
Absolutely.
me because you know
I didn't say
him
instead
and you
of
don't
you.
know me.
No, I never said instead of you. I said this is the people actually called me and asked me too, and I said they're like, "Who are you voting for?" And I told them. That's called lobbying for your position. You know that. As I mean, it happens all over. As a politician,
I think you guys have a big job and a
You
lot
call
to
other
do, and you ought to
politicians.
trust the Greenville County Republican Party, the Greenville County Republican Women,
Yeah.
all these other groups, library groups that are out there that are trying to improve the library. I do think y'all should follow that.
And I do
Yeah.
listen to it, but I'm not elected by you. I'm elected by the people of my district.
And you're catering to people in your
I'm not-
district,
I'm catering to my district. You are 100% correct.
even if they're less qualified. And if the people in your district knew that you were picking less qualified people for board
Well,
positions
that's good.
to ingratiate yourself in your electorate,
Ingratiate myself. How's that ingratiate? I'm putting the
they
person
vote for you. I mean, you want them, you want their support.
I'm putting the person on the board that I know would make the right decision.
And you don't trust the Greenville County Republican Women, the Greenville County GOP, all these other groups that vetted these folks and
You're
spent the
asking me to say I
time.
don't trust them, not trust them.
He's
That's
one of
ridiculous.
12.
I'm one of
I
12.
understand.
One of 12.
And I gave you my reason.
And I'm glad you've given the reason publicly,
Absolutely.
but we have a lot of people that work very hard on things.
Mhm.
And because they're buddies with you, that's who you
It's
pick.
not who my buddies with.
That's who you picked
Yeah, I did pick them.
because they're your personal friends.
It's not that my personal friends. It's somebody I know that will make the right decisions. I've said it 100 times.
And his wife is out there trashing me all day.
And before, but she was when this went down. That was not the case.
Oh, so you do know the back. You do know the backstory to this.
I have. Can you let me finish?
Let's go to note number 4.
Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
I don't sit under a rock. I hear lots of things. But when I made this decision, I'm trying to go to your reasoning that I made this decision because you and her are at odds.
I'm not at odds with her.
But you said it yourself. My understanding, you said it yourself a few minutes ago that she's trashing you. So I would say that's at odds. Okay. So let's go back to when this was made. You weren't at odds. So how did I make that decision to get at you through that? It doesn't make any sense. The math doesn't add up, man. So look at the time frame. Let's move to the next thing. It doesn't add up.
I'm sorry.
I'm calling BS.
Thank you for your work and what you've been doing.
Yeah, thank you.
Hope you don't.
You're a highly qualified candidate. That's great.
But we're gonna do.
I want to.
We're gonna do what benefits him. Is what he's going. Is what he is telling the public is he votes based on what benefits him.
That's not true, Jeff. Jeff, you're making conjecture again. To say that.
I believe it. We'll let the
How's it
voter.
benefit you?
We'll let them.
Jeff,
We will let the voters decide. Okay.
Does one vote in District 21 get you elected or not? It can. But my point is and this is why no one
Hold
wants to
on.
talk to
Hold
you.
on. We have multiple people talking.
I want to talk about the next thing. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
I just want to say thank you, Oksana, for fighting the homelessness issue about the library. Because now we have a library board member that comes and lures the homeless with food at the library, which is.
Yeah, Jack Logan was feeding the homeless in front of the library the other day, which is fine to feed the homeless, but we're trying to keep the libraries.
I didn't do that.
Did you vote for him?
Jack Logan?
Yeah. You didn't vote for Jack? You don't think? We'll see.
You pull it up if you haven't. I'd love to see it.
All right, Joe Cornell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that is the big one. That is the most important one.
Absolutely.
These others, I think, folks will make a clear decision on that. But Joe Cornell was a campaign issue,
Yes.
was he not? Getting rid of Joe Cornell. So that campaign would have been in March of 24 to June of 24, that time frame.
Yeah.
He's likely going to be there until July of 27. So
Correct.
that's at least
18 months after we took council. Yeah.
3 years.
It's 18 months from when I started council, and I have the ability to affect change was starting in January.
25, 26, half of 27. So 2.5 years from there.
But you're saying 3, it's not true.
Well, I look at it from I'm advocating to get rid of Joe Cornell,
Absolutely.
and then I don't get in office until January of 25. I get rid of Joe Cornell immediately. That's what I would do.
Sure.
That's
Okay,
what we
so you
expected.
have 7 votes.
That's what we expected.
Answer my question. Were there 7 votes to get rid of Joe?
We're looking at your vote.
We're looking number 1 at your vote.
Let me explain.
We're looking number 1 at your vote.
90%.
But number 2
100%.
is watch what they do, not what they
Was
say.
the vote to fire
We
Joe
had-
Cornell? That wasn't the vote. You know why? We didn't have 7 votes to do that.
Then we need to.
You can sit here and shake your head and wish we had all this, but the truth of the matter is, without 7 votes, nothing happens.
Okay, who are the people that were not willing to do it? That is what he is. You ever go to a political class? They teach you to get what's called roll call votes. We need to know who they were because we elected 4 people who campaigned on it.
And I'm not going to sit here and say anything about my colleagues, good or bad, Democrat or Republican. They can come and speak for themselves. I'm speaking for me as a representative of District 21. Let's just be straight about it. It's not ethically professional for me to sit here and bag or say anything ill about my colleagues, whether they're Democrats or Republicans. It's not my job.
We're
to
just
do that.
asking for their votes, what they would have voted. If you didn't have the
I
7
can't say what they
votes,
would, because I'm not putting words in their mouth. I can only know what they voted. I can't say what they would have voted. I can't say that.
do you understand the concept of roll call votes?
100%.
Do you understand why that's so important?
Yes.
Do you understand that we, the people who put at least the 4 of you guys in there,
No, it's 100%.
would have wanted to see a vote on fixing the Joe Cornell issue
Yes.
immediately?
Okay.
You say that they didn't have the votes.
Didn't have the votes.
Did you help get a roll call vote so we, the people, would know that?
No, I didn't.
But you know the importance of it. If you got elected in there to get rid of Joe Cornell, and if people
So
were
is this
not giving you the votes behind closed
so
doors,
am I out there just showing you that like, rah, this means nothing. Like, we have 5 votes. We want to get rid of that 5 votes. Like, how does that move the needle forward in getting rid of Joe Cornell?
We would know. The
Okay.
needle got moved forward by the vote on the tax increase because we saw how Joey Russo voted. We saw how all these other people voted, and we see how, what was going on. But you heard Ennis Man say we had 8-4. He was in the minority. Why were those 8 people unwilling to fix the Joe Cornell issue, which at least 4 of them campaigned on?
We did fix it. It's not. Here's the thing: to get 7 votes, you have to make compromise. Remember, I said earlier, it's not all or nothing. So I couldn't get it done in 6 months. So I said, all right, we moved to 12 months. I couldn't get it done. I said 18, and then everybody's on board. 18, I said, great. We have a date. He's retiring.
You're talking about the January of giving him 18 months, what y'all did in January. Now I'm talking about January of 25.
No, when we said, hey, yeah, in January of this past year, when they renewed his contract,
Of 25
and we said,
for the first time y'all renewed it. Y'all renewed it twice.
I
Once
didn't-
for
that
a
was
year.
renewed right before we came in. I did not renew it.
Is there?
Check it. That's right. Go ahead. That was renewed before we got in. So let's be clear about that. I've only renewed 1 contract, and that was the one in January.
I don't mean to step into an argument. I just
please,
came in the
step
room,
in, absolutely.
but I am, what I'm hearing is you couldn't get it at this level, so, but you are getting rid of them.
Absolutely.
That was the bottom line.
That's
That's what you're trying to say.
That's the bottom line. Is I got done what they couldn't do for 10 years. We
I got
it
the
done.
same
It's
from my councilman, Kelly.
Yeah,
I
it's
talked
happening.
with her about the issue.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't get across to her, and I had it all written out, I
Yeah,
never
sure.
sent it to her, so, is that he's holding something over the head of everybody.
He's not, no. What?
Cornellis.
What's he holding over
He
my
said,
head?
no, the argument I was given from my councilwoman, was that he's the only one who knows what's going on. We can't fire him because of the situation you're in. Well, there's a halfway step.
Everybody
What
says
about somebody else to work with him so you learn what's going on that reports to the council
Did your
and
council-
hire him at a lot? Huh?
How did your councilwoman vote?
She ended up voting with, him, right? To keep him
No.
18.
No, I think her and Gary did votes on the 18-month extension.
Oh, she was against the 18 months.
Gary and Kelly, yes.
Okay, she was explaining that she had to go 18 months. I thought she voted that way. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that.
Good.
Yeah.
But you were, the other rumor that you were advocating that everybody vote in favor of
Absolutely.
the 18
Absolutely.
to show some unity, so nobody took the hits. Nobody.
No, I'm
that
not
type
saying
of
nobody
stuff.
takes the hits. You got to look long term for this too, right? Here's the picture. What people are missing. Everybody's so focused right here that they forget what's coming in 6 months or 7 months. Is we've got to hire another person that is financially has the acumen that Joe has, but has the personality that we want, that people want to be around.
Okay, you're talking about Joe Cornell, the guy that when people come up and speak in front of council, he and the legal attorney are laughing at them.
That's
At the
what I'm saying.
constituents.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Is we need someone.
That's what you want,
No.
because you want somebody like that,
No, you're
as
missing
opposed
what
to getting rid of
no,
somebody
You're
like
missing
that.
what I said. You're missing what I said.
That do you? But do you admit that he does that?
Yes.
So he's not the role model.
Can I finish? Right.
I know, but you know he does that. That should be almost an instant disqualifier to fire him.
You can't fire him. Read his contract. I can't fire him because he laughed. You can't do it. Read the contract. I'll give you the. Do you want the contract? I'll give it to you. If it says in there laughing at the public is a fireable offense, let me know because we'll fire him tomorrow. It's not. You can't fire Joe Cornell because he laughs at the public. I mean, it's just
I bet if y'all don't have a morals clause in your contract with Joe Cornell,
I didn't write the contract, but take a look at it.
Or maybe the lawyer.
maybe the lawyer that he's up there laughing with
You
wrote the
can't-
contract. But you know Joe Cornell's got the issues with him and porn and
I've heard all
all,
that.
you know all about that.
Absolutely,
But you voted to keep Joe Cornell as our county administrator,
18
knowing he
months.
laughs at constituents, at folks, knowing all of the sexual stuff and all that kind of stuff, on
Because
county
I have.
material.
Remember, if we fire him without cause, it's going to cost the county about $1 million.
Because of
Is
the
it
contract
damage?
you have.
Because the contract that you guys, all of us have, right? It's the county's contract, not just
Listen.
me. I'm one vote on council. Can I finish my thought?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
Please do.
So the end game is in sight. We want to get rid of Joe Cornell. That's what everybody said. Okay. No one's been able to do it for years, right? Okay. So let me finish, Jeff. This is the problem. Let me finish. So I said to myself, hey, how can we get this done, it not be a food fight in public, it not be paying Joe Cornell $1 million out the door, and we get somebody who's going to want to come here and work for a council that is nothing but food fighting all the time, and it's nothing but petty bullshit back and forth. Who's going to want to come work here, right? No, we want a person. I'm not saying like Joe Cornell. I'm saying the financial acumen he has. He's a financial genius. If you can't admit that, I'm just okay. Whatever.
I don't think so. Look at that. Look at the Golden Palace.
That's fine.
It's an absolute
Okay.
financial disaster.
Well, I disagree with you if you look at the numbers. I think if you look at the numbers long term, the county's going to come ahead. So let's look at financials before you say that. Let's take a look at me and you together. Let's sit down. We'll look at those financials. Joe Cornell is leaving. I thought there would be parties in the streets. Instead, people are PO, he's not going tomorrow. But again, 7 votes, everybody. It takes 7 votes. You can shake your head, you can be upset, you can be PO'd. But we had 10 votes every 18 months. So guess what? There's an end date in sight. We're going to hire someone that's going to be financially smart. They're going to be forward-facing. They're going to be want to work with the public. It's going to be great. I'm really excited about getting a firm together to look for a new administrator. What do you mean? Wow. I mean, what, Jeff? What's it? So we
I'm
fire him.
floored.
What are you floored about?
We
We got
literally
what we
teach. The shirt's over there. Watch what they do,
Jeff,
not
I got
what they
rid of him.
say.
I did what you wanted. How is this not doing? How am I
Sorry.
saying something that's different, Jeff? Tell
No,
me.
sir, you did.
How did I not do it?
He is. Joe, how old is Joe? 66, 67, 68?
Jeff,
He is
if I don't have-
retiring.
if I don't have
He's
seven-
in the
Jeff,
late 60s. He's not being let go. He is retiring.
you claim
You are allowing him to retire.
You
You are not
claim-
letting him go.
that you know all the process, which you do. Well, you should know the process of 7 votes. And without 7 votes, nothing gets done. So guess what? I got 10 votes and he's gone. Now it's not on the perfect timeline that everybody wanted, but guess what? We got the end state. And remember I said at the very beginning, it's not all or nothing. It's a compromise. And look at Congress. Nothing is black and white. It's a compromise. And sometimes when you get the majority of what you wanted, I got rid of Joe Cornell. I said I would do it. I lowered your taxes. I said I would do it. I'm fixing your roads. I said I would do it. I've done everything I've said. So when you say, watch what they do, watch what I've done. I've done everything I campaigned on. And if you can argue differently, have at it.
We do not have a roll call vote on who the problem people were.
What do you
We do not know who to go after. You could be the problem. You could be the person
I
that's
was-
willing to vote, as far as I know.
I'm telling you.
Well, we got to
But
do.
here's the thing. Is a symbolic vote. That's what it would be. If you want a symbolic vote to fire Joe, I'll bring it next week.
We want a symbolic vote to get rid of folks.
But see, the
To get the
It's
folks.
gonna-
We got a symbolic vote
it's going to
from those guys to replace them with
I'm
you,
asking you.
and then now you've done the same thing to us. That
I
is
do
what
that to
people
you.
are seeing.
No, Jeff.
We are unfortunately we are stuck with Cornell until what 27. We're stuck with him. There's no-
We could have. Trust me, where there's a will, there's a way.
No,
We
where do
could have.
stand
There wasn't
with
7 votes.
finding his replacement. Where do we stand on that?
We are actively engaging firms that find that level of person.
And how much does that cost?
It depends. It's usually I found if you want to let me answer.
Let him speak. Let him speak.
So it's typically a percentage of the first year salary. So it can be anywhere from I think typical is about 25%. I've been looking online myself. So it's about 25% of the salary of the
Or it
first
could be
year.
75%.
No, it's about 25%. Now there's higher and lower. There is a state contract that there's a firm that does this at a discounted rate. They're vetted by the state. All the homework's been done. So they'll do it at a discounted rate. But there's-
You're
Essentially,
saying-
the council.
We're going to have,
Hunter
we're going
more
to
than
have,
one to find. So
we're looking at one yet, but we have to decide as a council. 12 members have to decide on it. It's not like I get to pick the firm that picks it. It's again, I want to vote on it. The council.
350. It's 100,000.
Are we working locally for someone in this county who's familiar with this county, who knows about this county, or are we looking outside this county?
So the way I think this works, and I mean I've never done this before, but as I understand in my research online, is that we'll hire this firm, they'll go out and solicit the job, and they'll bring us out of 100 candidates, they'll bring us 10 after we give them what we want. This is what we're looking for. These are the parameters. These are the qualities. These are the attributes we want. This is the background we want.
And you don't know anybody in this county or the state that you know or could
Personally?
come up with. She came up with somebody within 24 hours. Scott Case. I'm going to say Scott Case.
Right.
What's the problem with Scott Case? He's been on county
No,
council.
I like Scott
He was the
Case.
longest tenured
Right.
finance
I don't
chairman.
think Scott
He is
Case-
an auditor.
I don't think Scott Case wants to do it.
I don't know if he wants to do it or not, but if we needed, I mean, we're being held, everybody thinks the county is held hostage by Joe
No,
Cornell.
they're not. Absolutely not.
Nobody thinks that.
No, there's people think that, but in my case, I am not held hostage to Joe. Him and I have had several arguments.
I'm sure you have. Yeah, you're very combative in
He's,
this
he's,
stuff.
under, he's under contract, so
But-
you could have an argument with him
Right.
out to the council.
But the point
It's
is,
not gonna do any
no,
good.
it does do good because when I push, I get what I want. Because if I don't, then I have grounds to fire him. So he knows that. So I'm not beholden to him.
You can't fire him alone, though.
No, but I can bring up. I can advocate for it. I can call around and go, hey, he didn't do this.
And doing
So
that,
you-
doing that publicly is what we would like you to do. If you're going to do it,
But he hasn't not given me what I wanted. I can show you
but
everything.
he
that
can turn around and do what he wants. He's got the power.
Here's the thing, man.
Of the country.
The only way he can be fired is for cause. I have not. He has given me everything I've ever asked him for. Hey, Joe, I want this. He does it. He gives it to me. So what am I going to go out there and say, Joe? You've done everything I've asked you to. I'm going to fire you now, with no cause.
You campaigned on it.
But
You
I'm-
campaigned
I
for
agree.
change.
So-
Now he gives you everything you want, so now you're keeping him until he's
No,
ready to
You're
retire?
totally mischaracterizing this, and you know it.
No, I don't.
Jeff,
I'm
you are-
watching what
are
you
lying.
do, and this
you're a liar.
that's a liar.
You are lying. 100%.
That's-
a difference in
we
opinion.
elect-
It's not a difference of opinion.
We
I
are-
cannot legally fire him because he gives me what I want. Now I'm his best friend. No, he gives it there because I push back. And the thing is, I can't get rid of him if he gives me what I want. What am I going to say? Are you going to take your best employee? Or, anybody says, hey, I don't like that guy, but he does everything I want. Well, I'm going to fire you. No,
What
there's a
is it?
contract.
You
on that.
campaigned to remove Joe
with you.
Cornell,
And I
not
got rid
leave
of
him
him.
there for 3 more years or 2.5 years, whatever you
Right.
kick around.
And
Realize that
he's
there
leaving.
There is a poison deal in his
There
contract.
I'm
is.
sure there is.
There
Don't
is.
think that
Right.
this guy who is a financial genius who's been doing this for 20
Yes.
plus years,
Yes.
there is a poison
Yes,
pill that
100%.
is in that
There
contract.
is. That's why I said if we fire him, he gets $1 million.
Which is a fireable offense. Should be a fireable. He's not he's
Legally,
representing
you're-
himself
you're-
or the
you're a
county and the
lawyer, you
people.
know that,
But
Jeff.
you're looking,
Jeff, you're a
unfortunately,
lawyer,
at
you know better.
contracts that have been approved by prior
Jeff, you know
councils
better.
for the last 20
You're a
years.
lawyer. You know better.
I am a lawyer. I'm still a lawyer, even though you accuse me
I
for
know
trying to
that.
spread the rule that I've embezzled money. I still am a member of the Georgia
You are.
Bar, and
You are.
Georgia
Have you
CPA.
been reviewed
And-
by the South Carolina courts? You have.
Excuse me?
Reviewed by
Let's
the
stay on
courts.
topic.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have that document.
One question, did Joe want to stay longer, or did he want to retire? That's a simple question.
I think Joe would have stayed longer if we wanted him to.
Okay, so January 27th or July 27th was fine with him. That's okay.
He agreed to.
Yeah.
Let's say it that way.
All right, so there wasn't any fight about.
No, there was a fight. There was a fight amongst council. We had a big fight. But
Yeah,
we couldn't
but
get, we couldn't get,
Not,
the only date that we could get more than 7 votes was June next year.
And I
That's
think
the
part of that
only
has
vote
to
we
do,
could get more than 7 votes.
part of that has to do with the Crystal Cathedral and also the build out
Sure.
around the Crystal Cathedral. I think he wants to
He
go
wants,
ahead
it's his
and make
project. He
sure
wants to get done.
that
But
is
again, it goes back to.
Well, why does he want to stick around? He wants to stick around to make sure he keeps everything covered up and gets finalized and all
I'll
that
tell
kind
you
of stuff. I have
if I
no
say-
doubt about that.
Unfortunately, the contract,
If
the
I saw,
fire contracts allows
Sure.
him to be able to do it. There's a poison pill in there.
if I saw something legal, I'd be the first person to stand up.
Absolutely.
And I have looked. And I
No,
have
but you're
looked.
working on contracts that were done 10, 15,
Yeah, I mean, this
20
is stuff,
years ago.
I mean, this stuff has been, the county council's been in that building, 5, 6 years ago. I mean, it's, that stuff's, I have
Listen,
no.
if you had campaigned saying the things that you're saying now,
Yeah.
you would not have been elected.
Jeff, I'm not saying anything different. What am I saying different? Name one thing. One thing I'm doing different than I said.
You set the expectations for the people, certainly set the
No, I
expectations
asked you that.
for me.
Name one thing I've done that's different than I campaigned on.
You campaigned and
Name one
gave
thing.
the expectations to the people
Okay.
that Joe Cornell and we were going to move on from change.
And we did. We moved on.
2.5
I
years
don't
later, after you were
I don't
sworn
have the
in.
votes, Jeff.
You didn't
How-
have the
Do you
votes.
understand that?
I understand that, and I will say it
Yeah, that's
again.
because you're
have to get the roll call
conjecture
vote.
lies. It's BS what you're spouting. Total BS.
Is the question there because you joined with your vote a majority, you led?
I advocated.
majority vote?
I advocated, hey. it's how
So
we
let's
got
make
second
it
vote.
unanimous.
That's
Yes.
That was your goal, is
Because
to
the
do that.
person coming here will go, hey, this is the council I want to come work with and work for, right?
I see the thorn in the side, though, to the people who been out here knocking
But
doors,
I'm advocating.
doing to turn the council
Yes.
over, and we're gonna turn the council over, but we don't wanna
Yeah.
turn over our allies.
I agree. And I am still your
So
ally.
you need to vote with the county that's doing the work.
Well, if we wouldn't have had him in office,
He wouldn't be gone
then he wouldn't be gone.
at all.
My congratulations.
so
to
sure.
Greta.
I think he's ready
feel
to
that
retire.
way. I feel that way.
But you're saying I would have got elected. I've done everything I campaigned on, Jeff. Name one thing.
You set the expectation.
I'm
That
not
Joe
setting
Cornell
expectations, Jeff. What did I
would be
say I would
addressed.
do?
You asked me that question, I've answered it,
Right,
and you don't like the answer.
because you're giving a lawyer answer.
The lawyer answers, you said expectation. I had an
And he's
expectation that you would
He's
do your
gone.
job of what
I
what
have done my
our
job.
people and what we
I
advocated
have done my
for
job,
you.
Jeff, you are a trip. Man.
Kurt.
This is funny.
Listen, I got 3 tiny little
Jeff, may
things.
I interject? Jeff, may I interject?
Hey, let's get to the real thing, which shows what I think people really think will be reflective of your character.
Yeah, the
Sure.
point,
Or even
the
more.
point of the difference has already been made very clearly. Everybody understands.
Yeah.
Okay. Now going forward is what I'm in
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
position because we're there, regardless how we got there. We're in that position, we're moving
Right.
forward.
Yeah.
How are we not going to make the same mistake again
It's-
with the next?
Will, that's
Yeah.
the point.
That is the point.
The same people,
So
or
what
the
is the
same
con-
types of people that we voted out are now there doing the same types of things those people did 4,
Jeff,
10, 12
I
years
have done
ago.
nothing
The council has to do
Name
some
one thing
work
I've done
though.
with my predecessor.
Did
One
not
thing.
address the Joe Cornell issue fast enough. You didn't.
Okay.
You haven't.
In your opinion.
In my opinion, and in a whole lot of people's opinion,
Can I tell you
and I
these
think that's
things?
what the voters will look at.
Let
That's
them
what
look
we're
at it.
discussing.
Let them look at it. Absolutely. I got the voters what they wanted. You didn't. Ever.
We got you elected to
You did
fix
not get me
something.
elected. I knocked 3,000 doors. I got myself elected.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Well, I think we were all disappointed that Jill Cornell could not be kicked out sooner. But
Absolutely.
like I
Right.
say, any of
Absolutely.
the stuff, and I'm an ex-investigative news reporter, bottom line is the poison pills that were already implanted into the contracts
Yep.
that have been there for years and years.
Have you
and
guys read the
years.
contract?
And I-
Has anyone here read the
What's the
contract?
new
Hold on.
I'm more interested in
Grab
what's
the
the
mic.
new contract.
Sure, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to you.
We'd like to see the changes made so this doesn't happen again.
In the new, are you talking the Joe Cornell's contract for 18 months or the new one?
The
Oh,
replacement-
there's a lot of talk, there's a lot of talk behind the scenes
It's already.
about making sure that those poison pills and those golden parachutes are
No,
not
no, no,
included,
not the new
okay,
one.
in this new contract. 100%. I am laser focused on that. I can tell you that, laser.
Yeah.
What
Do we have somebody assigned to Cornell now from the council? Can you put an intermediary so that we know what's going on right now? Why is he so important that he can't be let go? He couldn't be shortened on it. He made that argument, right?
Right.
He says, hey, nobody knows what's going on,
Again,
and I'm going to hold it over your head.
Again, I can't answer that question other than there's not 7 votes to do it.
Okay.
I mean,
But
that's-
you can't-
can call and ask everybody else on here. I'm telling you, there's not 7 votes to fire him tomorrow. So why even keep beating that horse? I mean, let's move
I'm
on
trying
to
to
what
make
we
a
can do.
suggestion.
No,
I'm
wait.
trying to make a suggestion.
Sure.
I don't know Scott Case that well. I've met
Great
him
guy.
and talked to him. Okay.
Scott's absolutely great guy.
Can you not hire him in the intermediary to be a understudy now what's going on?
If we have 7 votes.
You can't hire someone without.
Can you get a vote? And then let's see how everybody on
I
the
mean,
county
you can ask
will
him-
know then how they would vote.
Do you want to pay Joe Cornell $1 million?
I'd like to know the vote of
For
the
him to be
council.
like this summer instead of
No,
next
no,
summer?
no, no, have a shadow.
We
To have
just have-
an apprentice work with him to learn what he's been doing,
Right.
so we know how to, so we have to have history in order to go forward.
He's supposed to have assistants. He hasn't hired assistants
Oh, okay.
to be able to take over because that's part of his job protection.
He has assistant
So-
administrators. And one left January. I think
But
he's.
Perhaps
I don't know.
there should be one
I can't really
person
talk
that,
about it, but I know they're hiring somebody.
But what someone that
When?
reports directly to you,
soon. Okay.
you need somebody who's reporting directly to you, exiting him, maybe an understudy right now to be the next guy.
But that's what Joe Cornell has done over time because he hasn't been supervised. He has made it where he's indispensable. If he gets hit by a truck, we are, in theory, in trouble.
I don't think
That's
he's
why
in
we
this-
haven't been able
I
to
don't
get rid
think
of
he's
him.
in this-
I'm an HR guy. I
Yeah.
do hiring, staffing. I've done it all my life. And I see your side clearly. Legally, I see the bind you're in. The problem is, I always was so that you find your replacement. If you're out sick, what if he died all of a sudden? What are you going to do? What are you going to do if the next guy comes in and he doesn't know what's going on?
how will the next?
You train somebody
Sure.
now to be that
That's why we're
replacement,
going
so
through-
lower the total package, the total hire in package, but hire an assistant that's responsible to somebody on the council.
Sure.
Yourself, and that can be done right now, and that's
Well,
what
it
I
can't be
missed
done. It
telling
can't be
Kelly
done. It
about.
can't be done. I'll tell you
Huh?
why. State law. State law, the Enabling Act says county council employs 3 people: the administrator, the clerk, and the county attorney. We can't go and hire a 4th person. It's illegal. We'll get sued. We'll probably get sued by Jeff. We'll probably get sued by a bunch of people. We can't do that. So that's off the table. I'm sorry. I mean, it's impossible. We only have, but legally, we can have 3 employees. We could administratively have Joe direct him to be, but really, even then, if you look at state law, we can't tell him who he can hire. We can't tell him you can't hire that person.
So the
It's
state
illegal.
state runs the
back
county.
into the Enabling Act. I mean, that's what it says.
That's a bigger issue.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, to answer your question though, it's a great
It's a
idea.
bigger issue because
but-
you got the state running the county.
Again, I'm at the mercy of the law, right? So the state law says you have 3 employees, and also that the administrator is direct function of all employees underneath him. Nobody in the county works for county council except those 3 people. So I can't go to his assistant administrators, and you know this is the law. I can't go to the assistant administrators and go do this. And actually, Joe can come back at me, and I don't know what kind of actions he can take, but legally he can come to me and say, "Hey, you can't talk to those people. They don't work for you."
Can Joe come to you and say, this is a person that we can dedicate to you and you can't talk to them and you can't have him follow me? Can Joe give somebody the authority to do that?
I would have to look at state law, but I don't see why not.
Do you hear that? I came up with, in 2 seconds, a solution. He sat there and argued, oh, it's against the law. What my point with all of this,
Jeff, you asked me a question.
My-
It's a gotcha moment again. We've thought about stuff like this, but the thing is,
it's not a gotcha moment. It's a simple thing. Where there's a will, there's a way.
yeah, but
You
it's
can do
7
it.
votes.
There's,
It's 7 votes.
but
Jeff.
we do not know who to go after.
Go ask them.
We're not
You know
going.
how I vote. You know how you know.
He doesn't want to. I mean, he
I
is
don't want to
interested.
what?
You've proven, shown that you're purely interested in you and your reelection. We
So
teach
are
people that candidate
You-
folks
you know
want
what,
to get
Jeff?
elected and
This
then
is
get
the last
reelected.
time I'll be coming here, and this is why you don't get any legitimate people to come talk to you because it's accusations and falsehoods.
I'm going to say it
Wow.
again.
Accusations and falsehoods.
Don't ever say that.
Let it-
Don't say
You
what
have no idea who Jeff talks to every day.
you're saying right now, but I'm saying what he says
You
right
are
now.
saying he has no people to talk to him. You
Right.
know zero. So
Okay.
please don't say that.
Okay, I won't say.
Thank
You're right.
you.
Well, the people I did talk to, I told them to support you last time.
Okay, great.
How do I'm asking an honest question. How do I say, let's support Curt McGahhey in June of 2026? Or 28? How do I tell people that when you have then impugned my character because of something,
No, I
then
haven't
you
said that.
have
That's true.
don't listen to
I
the
told the
groups
truth.
that are working out there to help her.
I listened
And then
to him.
you
I
did
take
not
their
find a
advice.
way.
I take their advice on. And it's 7 votes. I did find a way. He's gone. I found the way, Jeff. It's not your way, so you're upset about it. I'm sorry. But guess what?
Not my
He's
way.
gone. It is your way. And you're upset. These are petty. This is a petty
No,
grievance
we-
since I first got it. And I'm going to tell you, I have done everything I campaigned on, Jeff. And you know it. You're just not happy with the decisions I've made. And that's great. You're a voter. You're allowed to go out there and advocate. Advocate against me. But good luck finding someone else who's going to vote the way I do and get the things I've done get done. Good luck.
I don't
Jeff.
see any difference from what was there before. That's what I'm telling you.
Let's get back to how we
I'm telling you, and I think a lot of people, we're having this discussion
We are-
because that's what
It's
people have
obvious-
said.
Who said
It's-
that?
A lot of
No
people,
one said it to me.
a
It's-
lot of people said.
No, not one person said
Okay,
that to me.
it is
except for you.
obvious that we do not like the way Joe Cornell has run
Obvious.
this.
No one
Okay,
does.
okay, fine.
You can agree
Well,
on
Joe
that.
loves it.
Okay.
Joe loves it. Yes, Joe. Unfortunately, well,
Yeah.
Sure.
unfortunately for the citizens and taxpayers, okay, there's obviously been poison pills in his contract. Who drafts the contract?
Prior
The
council.
prior council.
Okay, so that's a problem. How do we make sure that never happens again?
Because the new council is going to draft the contract. It's not going to have those poison pills in it. But again, here's the thing.
Again,
He'll come back and tell us that
again,
we had to get this guy here.
Again, it's conjecture. You have no idea. You can't. My
But
fact
that-
don't speak for itself.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
I can only tell
My
you in a year.
again, let me
You want me to fix
please let me
all-
finish.
You want me to finish all the county problems in 1 year? It's impossible.
We
We made
prioritize.
great strides.
It's not impossible. Where there is a will, there's a way.
Obviously, the prior councils wrote this contract
Yes.
and did so for Cornell's benefit.
Yeah.
How do we prevent next councils?
Yeah.
Because you say that you're not going to? That doesn't work for me.
We get seven.
No.
That's how you
How do we prevent
We
the
get
council?
7 people to be thinking like I think.
They have to review the contract.
Yes, 7 people have to agree to it. If I say no and I'm one of the, if I'm one of the 6 that says no, who cares?
And if you admit, if the poison pill is so hidden,
It's
how do you prevent
It's
that?
not hidden.
not.
You prevent it by getting
It's
a
not.
contract that doesn't have it and getting it
Well,
passed
we
with
have to
7
have it
votes.
I don't trust
But it's 7 votes is what I'm saying, guys. Like
that may be,
right,
but
that's how you prevent it. You get
but-
7 people to not vote for it.
see,
Listen,
What else
you
is
can't
this?
campaign for office and say, well, I got to get 7 votes. You campaign for office saying you're going to get things done.
And I did. I delivered on every campaign.
Part of that
promise.
getting it done is
All right.
exposing the people that are
We've got it done.
the problems.
I
And we don't know who the problems are.
You see who the
And he's not going to tell us.
I'm not going to.
Well, we do know the problems. Dennis Payette told us. You know,
Hello?
so we know the problems,
The voting
and
record speaks for itself. I mean, come
your
on.
performance does as well. Your
Yeah,
performance on the tax board, on the virus. I
No,
mean,
it's a petty grievance. for you.
yeah, he thinks it's a petty grievance.
It is.
We've
No,
been
petty
through this a
Let's talk
long
about the
time.
real issues.
Which
right?
ones? All right, which one?
About roads. Let's talk about that. What have you done for that? I got $34 million in the budget for it. I lowered your taxes.
In lower mine.
Joe, well, they
Why
went up
property taxes went up?
because of reassessment. Where do you live?
I'm here.
There was a reassessment. I lowered your taxes. I lowered the county millage $1.5 million last budget. Okay, so I lowered your taxes.
And yet, no, my tax,
But I'm
tax
saying,
went up. And
not,
the only reason,
not everybody's will go down. I
the only
agree.
reason, the only reason why I didn't
Yeah.
appeal it is because I'm selling my house.
Okay, let me ask you this.
But if I had already,
I don't-
that they already
the
done
state-
this.
Do you understand assessment?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so I don't reassess your house. The state does. Okay, the state reassesses your value. And then we lowered our millage. And Scott Case, the guy who you wanted as the new administrator, is the guy who sets that millage base. We reduced the millage so that there was not a huge windfall because the state allows the county to gain 50% more revenue at a reassessment time. We directed Scott Case as a council to lower our millage so that it was pretty equal for all residents. Some were going to go up, some went down. But we lowered your millage $1.5 million. So I did that. Now, just because your taxes don't go down to the millage, remember, the school didn't lower the millage. Municipalities didn't lower the millage. A lot of fire districts didn't. The county lowered its millage in the reassessment. So just to make sure, there's no yeah buts, and that's the truth.
I understand that. And some of the ways that this state is operating.
Sure. I'm the county.
Are
I
creating a bigger problem.
I can't control the state, though. I control. I lowered your millage 1.5 mils. So I lowered your taxes, okay, from what they were. And we're going to do it again. And in about 3 weeks, I'm going to have another announcement. We're going to do even better by it, okay? So this is next budget. So you're gonna love it. You might hate the county because I didn't get Jeff Staples on board, whatever. But you're gonna like it. What I'm performing for you, and I'm getting stuff done.
I tell you, the woman that sat next to me, in my opinion, is much more qualified than Sam Cheney.
That's fine.
And
All
again-
cases are fine, but I don't know him. I know Sam Cheney. I know when it comes down, he's gonna make the right vote.
This is
Me. You don't.
And he's my district, so
Again, he's not. He doesn't answer.
I represent his district. I don't. He doesn't.
So you don't know if he's going to vote right or not.
Well, I believe he will. That's the whole thing. When I appoint somebody, I have
Just
to
like you
believe
don't know how I'm
because
going to
I trust his character.
There will be other library board positions.
There
coming
will be.
open.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I trust his character.
But don't put people on there because they have.
He's not on there. He's not on there because of anything. He's on there because I trust his character, and he approached me and wanted to be on the board.
I see him from a different perspective.
That's fine. And Jeff does too.
And I'll allow that you see him in a different light than I do.
And that's fine. And that's paid. And you get to go to the voting box. If you're in my district, you get to say,
I'm not in
Kurt. Well, I mean, if you were or not, right? You get to say yes or no.
The guy who got elected in my district knocked on my door once.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a wuss.
Yeah. But if you're, I mean, I talked.
Joey Russo.
You can ask.
That's because Joey Russo was told not to talk to me, and he asked, "Why are you not talking to the chairman of the Greenville County Republican Party?" That's what we're getting. Our job with the Greenville County Republican is to try to find candidates. If he had spoken the way he's speaking now, when he was running for election, it would be a much different situation going on.
No.
Yes, it would be. Yes, absolutely. I mean,
It's all about you. That's the problem.
it's not all about me. It's these
I
people
vote against you.
busted
I don't put you
their
on the board,
butts.
and that's your number one thing. Of all the issues in the county,
because it's
all
so.
the issues- Everything I've done hurt.
I mean,
His top issue is vote on board. Why did you not vote for my reappointment, Kurt? Of all the things,
Kurt.
that's what he's concerned
Let-
about.
let-
Holy
let me
cow.
ask the question.
You all need to
Said that.
reevaluate who your
He
leader
did
is.
not,
You really do.
nothing came from the
He's a good
board.
leader, and there's another vote that's coming into
Wow.
the tax, okay?
Jeff already explained that everyone was afraid to let any of the appeals come up to the board.
Yeah.
Because they knew they were going to get turned down anyway. So they worked on an administrative
No, he was
solution.
saying that they're going to vote for the taxpayers. So he's saying the county was scared to let it.
That's
go.
what the
They wanted to
administrators-
They wanted to settle ahead of time. So they didn't get to the thing. You vote for the taxpayers. That's
And what's wrong with that?
nothing. I'm all about it.
Someone who's
She took out the people with the
How
experience.
many votes do you have?
Since
Yeah,
we
right.
found a solution to
Grab the mic.
the training for, the transition
But that's-
from.
there's money. You're going to hire somebody. I mean,
He didn't.
it's not real.
He didn't give you a solution. He's not interested in a solution. He's going to spend a lot of money to find a new person because there's only, I think he says, there are only 500 people or 250 people qualified to do this job.
The lay of the land and the orientation.
That's what the
I'm a
council
joke.
said.
No one?
It's not
Joe,
a joke.
What's your question?
Joe is going to train his replacement then?
No. So here's the thing. We're not going out and find somebody that works for QT manager.
No.
Okay, that's not and bring them in from the county.
But
We're going to find someone that is either an assistant administrator. We're going to find somebody that has the experience of administration at a county level of our size, whether it be from Texas, whether it be from Georgia, whether it be from North Carolina. But that person is going to have the values and the character that we require.
I get that, but who is
Yeah.
going to show him the ropes of what's happening here in this
Well, I
county?
mean, Joe's going to have to show them a little bit, right? I mean,
I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I'm
Joe's
asking
have
what
to
the
be.
process is, how much overlap time.
But he should have enough experience. to
He
know
should have enough
exactly
experience to run a county.
Okay.
Now
All right.
Joe's gonna have to give him, hey, these are, go through the budget with him. Hey, this is our budget. Here's why we do things. Here's the things, here's what's going on in the county. There has to be some turnover. I mean, any job you've ever been in, there's a turnover. I mean, the military, right? They don't just drop you in and say, go. You get a turnover period, right? Usually 3-4 weeks with the guy you're replacing. So, I mean, there has to be some sort of turnover.
Will that be
between
built
Joe and
into
him.
the contract
Yeah, so
somehow?
we're trying to have someone hired by January.
Okay, all right,
Absolutely.
thank you.
If possible.
But you gotta be planning for that turnover, that's why I say you.
Exactly. And we are.
And know
Yeah.
what's going on.
So they'll have about
Someone
6
holding it
months.
On top of the council. Council is, you're all locked up because who you hire is your boss, basically.
No, he's not our boss. We're his boss.
That's right.
We're his boss. Different boss. I don't think that way at all. He works for us. Joe works for us as the county councilman. He is my employee. 100%.
So, but without the authority, fire him to do a lot of things.
It's a
Well,
different,
well,
well,
again,
different contract.
It's not just one person. I need to have, and Jeff's gonna be like, but the truth of the matter is, I can't fire Joe because I don't like him. I have to have some other
But
people that
what
want
is-
to fire
What
him.
is the right step though to get it in order in your mind?
Sure.
What's the right step voter wise? Can we put it on an agenda through an election to change what the problem is? You say it's state law.
Yeah.
What do we do?
It's enabling.
Legislative.
You go, you go and change the enabling. You have to contact your state senators and your state representatives.
But what can we do? Show that in an election now.
I mean,
Make a difference now.
just go advocate to those guys. I mean, there's nothing really the county can do. I mean, it's
The
state
point
law.
is the point to learn here is everybody got motivated in June of 24, in 3 months, whatever, before that, to implement this change. Now we have to go to do something else. There's always the next rabbit hole we got to
This is
follow
a
down,
rabbit hole.
as opposed to actually getting things done. If you had campaigned on, get me elected, and if you go get the state legislature to pass something, then I will actually do something. That's, and he's already said it. Joe Cornell gives him whatever he wants. So Joe Cornell, even when his contract ends, he's going to have a year or 2 years on retainer to help this guy. I mean, y'all are doing it in other departments, no? You do it in other departments. The lady, y'all did a transition with, I guess, the assessment with the property values and all that. The lady that used to run that department, is she not still employed?
I don't know.
She is. I'm telling you. How do I know this? Why do I know this? And you know, because y'all are too interested in another thing. I know that because Joe Cornell did not do his job. Y'all are paying somebody to run that group in that department, and she is sticking around for another year or two to make sure, because nobody knows how the old data works. And that's what's going on. Where there's a will, there's a way to get things done. People campaign on, oh, I will get this done for you.
So if I don't get it done day one, I'm lying.
I just think doing it 2.5 years later from the day you walked in there is not getting it done. I believe that. You know, I mean, y'all were supposed to do a performance review of him. Did y'all do it last year? Performance review. Why not? That was part of his contract, was a performance review. Why did that not happen?
That's a great question. I'd like to know that myself.
Why is it? Well, it was a campaign issue of yours. You can blame it on other people because that's what you do.
Oh,
But-
see, there you are with those little digs again, because that's
Which you just did the thing. You like to dish it out, but you don't like to dig it.
You are such a liar, Jeff. You are such a liar.
But
You're like
it
a
was
shift
part of
changer.
his performance
You're a shift
contract,
changer,
right?
using words, a little pick on me. You just
I'm the smartest lawyer out there. I'm the
so
dumbest lawyer out there.
misrepresenting things. It's unbelievable, man. It's almost unbelievable. I can't believe someone with your professional background and intelligence that you claim to have, that you would do that and sit here and snipe at me consistently. It's ridiculous, man. And it is. I'm embarrassed for
He
you.
doesn't call females names.
I'm embarrassed. I didn't call your name.
Oh, yes, you did.
What did I call you?
You did it on public, and that's what you wanted to do. That's what
did I-
people will know.
What name did I call you? I made a statement.
I also have.
It's true, all of it. I stand
Yes.
by every
I
word I
also want
said.
to correct
Sure.
the record as well.
We were chatting about Frank Farmer. I'm the vice chairman of the Planning Commission, and I have to take my hat off to Frank Farmer. He's working directly with the Builders Association here in the county. And I've been very, very grateful for some of the work that he's done to be able to tell builders what we're looking for, folks, neighborhoods, not housing, neighborhoods. He's taking that theme directly to the builders. Builders are now starting to call planning commissioners, calling me and asking, you know, what can we possibly do? Now, once again, for ethical reasons, I can't go through the specifics of their particular subdivisions. However, we're opening up the conversation to be able to get good quality, solid builders who are going to build us neighborhoods, not just housing, but neighborhoods. And I have to tell you, it's been a long fight for a long period of time because we have not had a planning commission. Unfortunately, we do now have a planning commission that is listening to the voters, listening to the neighborhoods and saying, this belongs okay, this one doesn't belong. But I wanted to thank Frank very much for the work that he's doing.
And that's great.
Who advocated for all the people on that board right now, the heaviest front?
What do you think? Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And how much
we got a great planning commission because I advocated, I
Yes.
made phone calls, and I got in the trenches to get a good planning commission put on board. And look at the things we're doing now.
And it's
100%.
absolutely huge
100%.
because
Yeah.
before we had rubber stamps
Yeah.
and we're now
We're
living
moving on.
with the congestion and with
And
the
I'm glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
There's a ton of stuff going on behind the scenes, work like this that people don't know about.
Yeah.
Things I do with other organizations and groups, and phone calls I make to state legislatures. For instance, trying to get AI technology for our roads so we can relieve congestion. I mean, I am working on things like, ask her. I come home from work, do anything, 7 o'clock. She's like, "Why are you on the computer?" I'm doing county council stuff. It's nonstop. It's not. This isn't just like a little side job I have. This is legit, man. And I am seriously advocating for things like this. And when I put anybody on a board, it takes a lot of thought. It's not just I put my friend on board. That's not the case at all. So
and we now have planning commissioners that at this point right now, they're going out and they are physically walking
yes,
the subdivisions.
yes,
And I've asked each and every one of them, I want you out there. I want you not in the middle of the day. I want you either in morning commute or I want you in afternoon commute. I want you to look at the traffic. I want you to be outside the car. I want you looking at exactly what this subdivision is going to do to the neighborhood. Is it a good or a bad thing? And we're starting to get some builders who are starting to say, geez, you're right. Okay, we'll put a left-hand turn lane here on West Georgia. So it's those types of things. It's going to be a step-by-step. It doesn't come automatically, I got to tell you. And we're fighting the good fight.
You know what I mean? That's a great point to mention too. Is that with the boards and all that kind of stuff, moving along. It's there's a lot of work that's going on with you guys. Like, hey, let's go visit the sites. Let's go do other things. Let's think outside the box. And another thing, Demi rezone. I can't come. I don't know the exact number, so don't quote me, okay? But the number of rezones we've approved I would say 99% less than the Dallas Council. That's a fair statement. I mean, we have almost all but halted any rezonings for neighborhoods. For these people that want to put 700 houses on 30 acres. We have all but, I haven't said yes to one of those. I think as a council, I want to say 10 or 15 rezonings in a year I've been on council. They used to do hundreds. We have come through on that.
I mean, for example, we had a request for a coffee shop that was going to be in the middle of a single family neighborhood. Only one slight problem. That rezoning would have allowed them to have fryers, which meant you want to smell French fries for the next 24 hours. So at that point we said, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
I mean, hey, it's not perfect,
No.
right? Nothing's perfect. And
Yeah.
I just want to say, it's been about an hour. I want to say thank you for having me. It was contentious at best.
Should have been.
I enjoyed it.
Wasn't supposed to be.
No, but I totally enjoyed it.
But now,
I'm glad-
No,
You've
it was
learned.
great. It
Yeah,
was
you've
great.
learned.
It was
Absolutely.
good.
We've all learned, and I
Yeah.
think we're moving forward in the county. That's a great thing. I think it's not perfect, and did I get everything I wanted? No, but I'll tell you what, I got the lion's share of everything I wanted, and the county is going to be better for it moving forward.
maybe, but the voters, people that work real hard are disappointed. I hear about it, I hear a lot about it.
I'm your circle, but not in the circles outside of you.
Right.
My constituents, I
I
get a
hope
lot.
you count on
I get a lot of good mail.
Good, very
I
good.
get a lot of good mail.
Good luck with it.
Hey, great. And people often ask me, what seat do I want next? And there's no seat I want next.
Yeah.
Except this.
Except this one. the splitters have you. We're putting you up for it. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
great. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, that'll be that, and we'll be back later. See you.
I want to make a suggestion.
Sure.